America One is proud to bring you the Canadian Football League. The Canadian Football League is brought to you by Cowboys and Indians Magazine, the premier magazine of the West. And by RET 2000, for the coolest car in town. It's time for the Canadian Football League and our Saturday game of the week. Hello, everyone. I'm Brady Tinker. We're glad you're here, and welcome to America One's exclusive coverage of the Canadian Football League. And it's time for the Saturday game of the week. Also welcoming our partners around the country, including Fox Sports World and the Sunshine Network in Florida. Today we have a big Western Division matchup, probably our best game of the year so far, as the Saskatchewan Roughriders will visit the Edmonton Eskimos. And there's a lot going on here because Saskatchewan put it on Edmonton the last time these two teams played. But for true Canadian expertise, we need to bring in Ted Michaels, who is our correspondent on site in Canada. Ted, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, good afternoon to you and everybody else across the network. Looking forward to this one today.
Hey, Ted, I think everybody is. You know, Edmonton is the leader in this division, but they got it put on them last time by the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Let's take a look at Edmonton's side of the football and a couple of American stories, if you will. Ricky Ray, an American from Sacramento State, who was delivering potato chips about 10 or 11 weeks ago, is now the starting quarterback, and also the running back is a former Miami Dolphin, John Avery. He was a first-round pick of the Dolphins, now a star with this Edmonton team.
Well, let's go in order. First of all, you talk about Ricky Ray. It's a classic story. He was working in Sacramento, stocking shelves with Doritos and Cheetos and Ruffles and all them wonderful things that they sell at Frito-Lay. Got the shot in the Canadian Football League after he left the Fresno Frenzy of the second division of the Arena Football League. He's jumped in, and he's well-suited for this league. As you mentioned, John Avery, the first-round draft pick of the Dolphins in 1998, came into this league after Ronald Williams, the incumbent running back from Clemson, got hurt. Avery is now third in the league in rushing, 844 yards, a 6.3-yard average. Watch this guy accelerate. He has got speed to burn.
This is the type of guy who, it seems to me like, could be back in the NFL next year, no problem. I mean, there's a lot of teams in the NFL that could use a back to run on the edges like this guy does.
Yep, he's really quick. He told me when he came up here, he admittedly wasn't in the shape that he needed to play in this league. He got used to the longer, wider field. He said it was pretty tough at first, but watch him today. He can flat out fly.
All right, now the last time these two teams met, Saskatchewan won the game 45-11, and certainly they were not the favorite in that game. They won't be the favorite in this game. What's going to change?
Well, what they have to do with the Edmonton Eskimos, actually, since that game, the 8 games since they got blown up by Saskatchewan, the Eskimo defense has allowed 94 yards on the ground per game. If Edmonton controls the line of scrimmage and they control Saskatchewan's quarterback, Neil Green, then they got a really good chance of beating Saskatchewan. But the trick is you have to control the line and stop the run.
All right, Ted, now all of us are learning as we go along, especially the American viewers, about the differences between the Canadian game and the American game. So last week we took you through a few rules. Certainly there is no fair catch. Watch that. There's some space at the line of scrimmage. There's all kinds of motion. Ted, let's talk today about my favorite rule, and although I'm not so sure what it means, the rouge. Take us through it, will you?
The rouge is very simple. On a punt, and the difference between the Canadian game and the American game is if the ball goes in the end zone, in the American game it's down and they take it at the 20. In the Canadian game, if the ball goes in the end zone and then goes out of bounds, or a player catches the ball in the end zone and drops to a knee, they concede a single point, which is called the rouge, and the same thing happens on a field goal.
That's my favorite name. All right, coming up, folks, the Saskatchewan Roughriders at the Edmonton Eskimos, and also at halftime, Ted will take us through what they call a crossover, which is one team being able to qualify for the playoffs, possibly in another division. Ted, we will talk to you at halftime. I'm looking forward to a good game. Are you ready with your Doritos and all that stuff?
Absolutely. I'm all set to go.
All right, we'll talk to you, bud.
All right.
Coming up, everybody, the Saskatchewan Roughriders at the Edmonton Eskimos. Everybody should enjoy the first half. And notice this is the only natural grass field in the Canadian Football League and will also be the home of the Grey Cup. Coming up, Saskatchewan at Edmonton. Let's go to our CBC partners. Enjoy the first half.
Mark, thanks very much. This field will host the 2002 Grey Cup game. Both teams with designs on being a part of that as the Western representative. And you could see a different approach in the pregame warm-ups prior to the outset of this game. Danny Barrett has his team wired. And on the other side, a little more professional, quieter approach. Just in the sense, as Tom Higgins said, he didn't want his team being too high. So contrasting approaches to the start of this game.
Well, both, as you say, two different approaches, but both of them very focused on task at hand right now because they are playing for playoff or home field advantage right now because 1 and 2, whoever finishes first and second gets to host that playoff game.
Boy, you could just feel the confidence of the Roughriders and the determination of the Eskimos, who didn't like the way they had it, in Tom Higgins' words, rammed down their throat in week 4. Sean Fleming kicks it off, and this is Corey Holmes with the football, and he has been dangerous all season long, taking the ball up across the 35 to give Saskatchewan their first possession of the football game. There's Nealon Green making his first return to Commonwealth Stadium. Of course, the former starting quarterback of the Edmonton Eskimos.
Now, you know what? He's happy. He talked to him yesterday. He said the big adjustment right now, the big thing that's changed for him is he's smiling again. He's enjoying playing the game of football again.
Last week, Nealon Green, very efficient, 15 of 19 for 250 yards. And, well, there's an indication about the turf as Cedric Shaw slips before he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, it's always a little different to play on the grass field as we look at the offense. Green, Chris Zarka, Cedric Shaw, the running back position. The receiving crew, Jackson French playing a slot back. Rocky Henry and Derek Armstrong at the wideout position. And an offensive line that's getting better every week. Gifford, Heaven, Moore, Lazio, and Mikowski.
Loss of 4. Remember, this is the first game on natural grass for Saskatchewan this year, and this turf was slippery 2 weeks ago. Last time there was a game. Here's a long out on 2nd and 14. Rocky Henry with the catch, but Malcolm Frank won't let him get to the first down sticks.
Nice job of pressure, of running some different stuff up front by the Edmonton defense. They're not going to come at you conventional. They're going to do some twists, do anything they can to confuse that offensive line. Once they do that, they get some pressure on Nealon. You can see right there, there's Alfred Payton coming around, working against Donald Heaven. The end result, the pass is completed, but short of the first down, and McCallum on the punt.
Paul McCallum, a 43-yard average. Kicking into the wind, and Winston October with that nice shift. Look out! On Gizmo Williams Day here at Commonwealth, a brilliant punt return to set an early tone for Edmonton.
Well, Gizmo Williams said this kid, he thinks Winston October is nowhere near his prime yet. He says next year is the big year for Winston October. I think some people are going to doubt that after watching this return. Nice job of breaking the initial attacker or the defender coming there. Once he gets in the open, it becomes a foot race. Nice hustle to come down and take him down.
Well, a 39-yard punt. October brought it back 40, so a loss of 1 on the exchange for Saskatchewan, and Ricky Ray is in business at the Rough Rider 39. And Ray looking deep, looking into the end zone, and the ball knocked down as Ladolfius McCalla in coverage against Ed Hervey.
Well, you're not the #1 pass defense in the league for nothing. This is a wonderful job of staying with the receiver. Good protection, and that's how it all starts. Ricky Ray sits back there, just going to run it down right in the corner right there. #1, as you say, Ladolfius McCalla gets that hand in a great position. And you notice one thing, always watching where the football is, not staying and watching the receiver looking for the football.
9th knockdown of the year for McCalla. He is tops in that department in that fine Saskatchewan secondary. And so it will be 2nd and 10. Avery the lone setback, flag down, and Ray the long out. There is Jason Tucker, and he is brought down immediately. And will be short of the first down pending the flag. There's the newcomer, Davin Bush, into this game. Omar Evans is out of the Saskatchewan lineup, and it looked like Shante Peoples may have jumped offside.
Offside, Saskatchewan, 2nd down repeated.
Well, I think it is. It's right up there. You're just going to jump right now. It takes a couple steps, and you can see right there, anticipating the snap count. Nice job of Ricky Ray. Changing up the cadence, trying to catch him. Right now, you know that the Saskatchewan defense is tying their ears back, trying to get at him right now. Not going to let him try and get any momentum or rhythm.
Peoples and Ray Jacobs, the outstanding ends of that Saskatchewan front four. So the penalty makes it 2nd and 5. Ray straight back, and he dropped the football, and they're ruling an incomplete pass. And another flag has been thrown.
Well, this ball just comes out of his hand. He loses the grip of the football just as he brings it back to throw the football.
Holding, Edmonton 62. Penalties declined, 3rd down.
Now Bruce Beaton with the holding call, but all for naught anyway as 3rd down is called. They decline the penalty. Punting team will come on. Maybe even Sean Fleming might try a field goal, but
it will be a 41-yard attempt. Saskatchewan with an option of pushing them back 10 and maybe risking something, but we saw Dave Ritchie have that backfire last night in the Winnipeg-Montreal game, so they're going to let Edmonton attempt this 41-yarder. And Fleming will miss it to the left side, through for a single point, but the Eskimos misfire on an early opportunity after the great return by Winston October.
You have the ultimate power to look better, to be stronger, to redefine your body and yourself. Introducing the Bowflex Ultimate. Quite possibly the best home fitness machine ever made. In as little as 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, you can get real results that can change your entire body. With over 90 health club quality exercises and up to 410 pounds of resistance, it's like having an entire gym in your home. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. Own the new Bowflex Ultimate with no money down and monthly payments lower than many health club dues. Call and ask for a free video and brochure, and check out the entire Bowflex lineup, or visit us on the web at bowflexultimate.com today. The new Bowflex for ultimate results.
There's Danny Barrett's team coming off a win over Toronto last week. Talked about weathering an early storm. He knows that the Eskimos are pumped up for Gizmo Williams Day here at Commonwealth Stadium.
But you know, he's been here before. I mean, he was here the last game that Gizmo played professionally. He's been invited to the pinball retirement party. So, you know, he's just happy to be invited to all these big games.
And again, you heard Tom Higgins talk about not being too excited wearing green and gold in the early going. Nealon Green, a pump, and he's going to go deep. He's looking for Derek Armstrong, who's got the ball at the Edmonton 37. So both teams trying to stretch the defense early, and that's a 38-yard reception for Armstrong.
Well, one-on-one coverage. Derek Armstrong working against Quincy Coleman, and that's the big thing. Now, Quincy Coleman had a rough game last week. Alfred Jackson and G. Roy Simon went to work on him, and you can see right now they've watched the game films. Derek Armstrong figures he can beat this guy. Just going to give him a little outside and come back in. And it goes right to the post. Nice little post corner. Nice job of getting the football there. And boy, I tell you what, he's going to have a little bit of coverage by number 25, Quincy Coleman, or they're going to keep coming after you.
Armstrong with a big touchdown catch last week against the Argos in a 111-yard game. And here goes Nealon Green, lunging forward close to the 33. Malcolm Frank from his cornerback position stepped up and made the stop. As we set the green and gold D for you.
Nice job by Malcolm. You can see Kenny Reese, Charbonneau, Alfred Payton, 1 sack away from breaking Bobby Jurison, or moving ahead of Bobby Jurison, second all time in the sack totals. The linebackers, A.J. Gass, Powell again in there for Terry Ray, Senor Mobley, Playing the slime linebacker. Kellogg, Peterson, Garrett, Malcolm Frank, who made the last play, and Holman on the cornerback.
5 for Green, 2nd and 5, 6 receivers out, and a completion at the 26-yard line. That's Rocky Henry with the catch, and it should be a first down.
And a nice job of Rocky Henry knowing exactly where the first down marker is and coming back across it, knowing that Quincy Coleman is in tight coverage. But, I mean, yeah, he wraps it up, but keeps the drive alive. It's a nice job of knowing where you are on that football field by Rocky Henry.
Roughriders, the #1 running team in the Canadian Football League, #7 passing the football. Now Zarka coming out to line up in the wideout position. A give inside to Cedric Shaw, and short yardage. Here's A.J. Gass. You mentioned Terry Ray not in the lineup. He had 12 tackles in the last game between these two teams.
Well, A.J. Gass, nice job coming from that weak side linebacker position, just flowing down the line of scrimmage, making the play, taking the big Cedric Shaw down right at the legs, not letting him turn any more yardage out. But Kevin Powell, you mentioned him, and I think the biggest thing he's got going for him here in Edmonton is he's got a great linebacker, Danny Kepley, working with him daily.
They say that Shaw just got back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 10. And Green rolls left. A.J. Gass in pursuit. Green getting down near a first down, and he is stopped at the 16. So Nealon Green gets up and tells Danny Barrett he's just short, and looks like he's anxious to go for it on 3rd down.
Well, it's a nice job of just basically going east-west, working against the defense, get to the outside, see what you got. He's just a little bootleg and he decides just tuck it under and run. And this is the great thing about Nealon Green. He has the ability, the athleticism to beat you with his legs. He's not happy about hearing about that all the time, though. He actually took, you know, a little bit of a front yesterday when it's still thrown at him that he's basically more of a running quarterback. When you look at his stats, he's 60% passing efficiency. I mean,
well, and here in Edmonton, he got that label of being a one-dimensional quarterback, and Danny Barrett has worked so closely with him since day 1 of this season. I was impressed with Green yesterday and how he talked about his preparation for this season and how Barrett has made him a more complete quarterback. He says, I know now what the defense is going to do before they do it, and I don't think that's something he would have said a couple of years ago here in Edmonton. Well, they were short. It's 3rd and less than a yard, and you can hear the Commonwealth Stadium crowd in anticipation of this gamble. They'll hand it off, and Zarka plunges forward for the first down.
well, Chris Zarka, 6'3", 240 pounds. It's a big man. It's a mini offensive lineman. He's just going to get the ball, straight dive, right behind the center, left guard, get up there, get the first down. That's what he does so effectively for the short yardage unit of the Rough Riders.
Good penetration by Albert Reese, but Zarka at 235 able to fall forward for the first down and keep this Rough Rider drive alive at the Edmonton 15. Here's the pitch, and he might throw. Corey Holmes, Derek Armstrong slipped at the 5, and he's nailed there. But the Rough Riders pulling out some extra stops here at Commonwealth.
Well, they got the big green bag, almost reminiscent of the Santa Claus bag, and they just reached in and pulled out a little trick play out of there. Just going to let Holmes take it to the outside. He looks like he's going to throw it. He freezes the defensive backs, and he pulls it back and throws a nice pass to Derek Armstrong.
Tight spiral from the running back. Like Armstrong had to make sure he collected that football. And on 2nd and 1, Zarka, touchdown! An impressive scoring march by Saskatchewan. And it's capped by Chris Zarka, who you talked about in the opening.
Well, he's not anything fancy. He's just going to come right at you. I told you, he's not going to try and run around you. He's going to try and run right through you. He does this on this play. Breaks free, but the big key, Chris, he keeps his legs churning all the time. He refuses to be brought down by the first contact. That's why this, you know, he's played 6 years, and he's gotten better every year. That is 3rd touchdown of the season. But, I mean, the confidence factor of Nealon knowing that he can give it to him and anything can happen.
Paul McCallum to add the extra point. And midway through the opening quarter, here in Edmonton, Saskatchewan with the first major score.
Maximum backspin.
Oh, look at that. That's amazing. That's a tool.
Call now and order your very own Spin Doctor RI wedge.
If you call in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to throw in an additional 52 or 56 degree Spin Doctor RI wedge. That means you'll receive 2 Spin Doctor RI wedges, 5 Pro Style inserts, 4 reverse groove training inserts, the Spin It Like the Pros instructional video, all for 2 easy payments of $49.95. Call right now.
Right to the top. Aussie Rules Football blasts onto your screen when Fox Sports World brings you coverage of the Football League from down under. 16 teams go head-to-head, literally, to become the new premier in the league that redefines the word top. Aussie Rules Football, this Thursday on Fox Sports World. Every season has a story. Every game, a new chapter. A powerful and compelling story is on the rise as the world's greatest league gives it their all to get to the top of the chart. Watch the story unfold. The Barclaycard English Premier League this Wednesday on Fox Sports World.
8 plays, 75 yards. Chris Zarka cashes in with the 6-yard touchdown run.
Well, nice job, Lazio. You'll see him at the end here. He gets the block, but look at the path, and that's exactly what you want to give to your running back. Look at him come through that hole right there. Nobody touches him until A.J. Gass just gets a touch for the back of his calf, but by that time, he's done the damage. He's got the touchdown. Nice job at the point of attack by the big offensive line of Saskatchewan.
Winston October accepts the kickoff at the Eskimo 10. Out across the 30, close to the 35. Reggie Hunt, the outstanding rookie linebacker, with the tackle for Saskatchewan. Impressive march. You know the Eskimos are pumped up about making amends for that Week 4 loss at Taylor Field, but that was an impressive early drive for Saskatchewan.
Well, they really stretched him out sideline to sideline, and that's going to tire him out over the extent of this football game.
Ricky Ray gives the ball to John Avery. Nothing doing off the left side.
Well, they got to give
Jacobs.
him. Sorry, Chris, but John Avery's got to get involved in this game early. He's that kind of guy. Ricky Ray, John Avery, Wendell Davis, the fullback. The receiving core, Terry Vaughn, Ricky Walters, Tucker and Hervey, the speedster at the wideout. And a good offensive line. Princeton, Comiskey, Groenwagen, Morris, and Bruce Beaton at the left tackle position.
And they also have Chris Brazel back in the lineup, and he is the wideout right side, 2nd and 8. Ray under pressure, underneath, Travis Smith with a hit, and they're ruling it incomplete. Saskatchewan felt they'd come up with a loose football, but Travis Smith separated the ball away from Jason Tucker.
Well, we talked about this as one of the keys, Chris. Jam the receivers. If they catch the football, punish them. Boy, there's no better example than right now. Look at this. Helmet, wrap them up, take them to the ground. The ball comes loose. They thought it was a fumble, but a nice job by the one true linebacker in that linebacking crew, Trevor Smith.
Fleming in the punt. Corey Holmes, the lone man back. And Holmes dropped the ball. Picks it up and gets at least 5 on the return. Just over 6 minutes to play in the first quarter here in Commonwealth Stadium. Roughriders with the lead.
You know, you may not be able to afford to drive a Porsche Boxster, but you can still drive the coolest car in town with this stuff right here, RET 2000. The technology in this can has the ability to make your air conditioner unit in your car cool it so it feels, so nice and crisp inside. Pick up the phone and call and order a can now. Here's how.
To order your RET 2000, call 1-888-625-9931. Call today.
or visit us on the web at coolestcar.com.
Attention, Americans without prescription drug coverage. Don't wait to find out if Medicare will ever cover all your prescriptions or if your employer will ever offer you coverage. Get the People's Prescription Plan today. Members have already saved over $350 million on prescription drugs, eyewear, hearing aids, and more at over 50,000 locations nationwide. Your household is covered for just $7.95 a month with no limits on use, so the savings can really add up. In fact, you start saving right away. You pay just $2.95 for your first month, a savings of $5 off the regular price. Plus, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. There are no claim forms or waiting periods. You save right on the spot. So don't wait for the politicians or your employer to decide if they're going to help you with prescription costs. Save now with the People's Prescription Plan.
Call 1-800-226-6611 for free information on the People's Prescription Plan. That's 1-800-226-6611. Call now.
Chris Cuthbert, Chris Walby, Mark Lee, and the CFL on CBC crew from Commonwealth Stadium, where they had anticipated a crowd of over 40,000 to honor Henry Gizmo Williams at halftime and to watch a great Western matchup between two hot teams. And here's Nealon Green dumping the pass off to his roommate Quincy Jackson, a couple of former Eskimos combining on that play for the Roughriders.
It's a nice job of getting good protection for the offensive line, allowing Nealon Green to take a look, looks downfield, can't find anything, and then he rolls out to the right. It's exactly what you want to do. They're going to keep Cedric Shaw inside. He's going to pick up the backside blitz. That allows more time for your quarterback to plant his feet.
You mentioned Nealon Green, over 60% efficient so far this season. He's 4 for 4 to start this football game. 2nd and 5. Green has to move out of there. And the pass short of the intended target, Rocky Henry. So they turn up the pressure on Nealon Green, and he has to throw the football away.
Well, Nealon Green is going to give you so much. I mean, not only is a great pass, you say 4 for 4 right now in this afternoon's ball game right now, but his decision-making process is so much better than he would have been years before. He might have tried to throw that football back in the pocket. Right now, he holds on to it, uses his athletic ability to get to the outside, trying to find something. If he can't, gets rid of the football. Smart decision.
Great push there by Alfred Payton, who told you that he should be good for a couple of sacks today. I think he tells you that every week, though.
Well, Alfred actually said it because tomorrow, Alfred Payton turns the big 3-5, so he wanted to have a nice birthday present watching film tomorrow. So he said, you know what, I think that I can get a couple sacks on a newcomer. But so far, Donald Haven, the left tackle of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, doing a pretty good job.
Paul McCallum, a 75-yard punt for a single. And so it is an 8-1 Saskatchewan lead. Thought Ricky Ray showed some composure last week. Chris, a couple of early fumbles in the game, and they were down early 10-0, but he wasn't rattled, came back, and it was a game that the Eskimos had enough offense to win as they rolled up some big yardage, but ended up on the losing end against BC. And that play snuffed by Travis Smith, and the middle linebacker of the Roughriders has made his presence felt in the early going.
Well, Ray Jacobs, Shante Peoples at defensive end, Apastic, Nate Davis at the defensive tackle, Travis Smith, who just made that big play, Hunt and Mitchell, and how about Hunt maybe being a candidate for a Rookie of the Year, having an outstanding season. Mallet, Davis, Bush, McCullough, and Omar Morgan at the cornerback position.
#1 rated secondary in the Canadian Football League. A gain of 1 for John Avery, so 2nd and 9. Passing situation. K.D. Williams blitzing, and the ball dropped, and this time it is a fumble. K.D. Williams, touchdown! The second time in the first quarter that Ricky Ray's lost the handle. This time, it's a TD for K.D.
Quite appropriately put there, Chris, and I tell you what, one of the big things, he comes in, K.D. Williams, second game, comes in, makes a big play, plays that joker position. They're going to line him all over the place, but they're going to basically do one thing with him, and that's rush the passer. Nice job of putting pressure on him. The ball comes free. Katie Williams scoops it up and takes it into the end zone.
Well, let's see if Ray was in a throwing motion here.
You see Katie picking that ball up and taking it from 20 yards out as we watch the convert.
Well, you talked about turnovers. It was a problem all last week, and clearly that ball was out of his hand before the motion of his arm was coming forward.
That was a good call. I mean, he just brings it back, and that's the second time we've seen that happen as he's bringing the ball back to cock it before he fires the football. He's lost the handle a couple times. Remember, last week, 3 times fumble the football. So, I mean, you hate to be repetitive and hope that he's going to get the situation cured, but you can't have your quarterback doing this all day, or it's going to be a long day for that offense and for the Eskimos in general.
Katie Williams with his second career CFL touchdown. He had one for Saskatchewan back in 1997. Last week, he returned to the Rough Rider lineup for the first time since 97.
Well, I played with Katie, and I'll tell you one thing that's different about Katie right now. An old teammate with mine. You know what he used to have? He used to have the diamonds in his front teeth. And you can see right now, he's got that new smile.
Jocelyn Fournette shaking up on the convert, getting attention. Danny Barrett told us yesterday the teams that have had success against Ricky Ray have turned up the heat on the quarterback.
Well, there he is right there. He's just going to come through right around. They're running a little twist right there. The offensive lineman gets picked, but again, it's all a result of just Ricky Ray not having the handle on the football. And Katie Williams, the recipient of that fumble, and takes it into the end zone, giving Saskatchewan a 15-1 lead.
Well, the Rough Riders have been bouncing around in anticipation of this game. Danny Barrett suggested there might be an early Eskimo storm, the emotion of a game honoring Henry Williams. This is starting to look a little like the disappointment of Warren Moon Day last year when the Eskimos were beaten and performed poorly. Winston October had trouble with the handle and gets it back just outside the 20, but this Eskimo team has really struggled in the early going.
Well, they're really struggling, and that just this kickoff return was just an example of that again, just a miscommunication. It's the old, you know, when you got the fly ball in baseball, I got it, you got it, nobody's got it. Well, somebody's better get it, so Winston October goes back there and picks it up and actually does a nice job making something out of nothing.
Well, we talked just a few moments ago of how the Eskimos bounced back after a couple of costly turnovers early in BC. And now Ray finds himself in a similar situation. To the ground to John Avery. And Avery met and pushed back by Reggie Hunt. Jackie Mitchell also in on the tackle.
Well, one of the things that Danny Barrett said he really improved on this football squad defensively was team speed. You can see this right now. I mean, Reggie Hunt, number 9. I mean, they just flow to this football. Reggie Hunt, a former safety in college, just really got a real nice instinct for the football.
Top 5 in tackles in the Canadian Football League. It's 2nd and 6. Here comes the blitz. Katie Williams. Ray gets away and now unloads deep, looking for Terry Vaughn, and the pass incomplete. He got tangled up with Jackie Mitchell and went down. I'm not sure he could have caught up with that football.
You see Katie Williams, he wants a holding call. He gets kind of pushed down. Just going to come off the side. Just going to keep working from the bottom of your screen. And the guard slides out to try and pick him up and actually doesn't do a good job of picking him up. Comiskey's got to get out there quicker. Pushes him down, and Ray gets to the outside and throws down trying to find Terry Vaughn. But good coverage by the Sam linebacker, the strong side linebacker, Jackie Mitchell.
So it's third down, and Fleming to punt the ball away. Corey Holmes awaits. Flag on the play as Holmes finds a seam. Mobley tracking him down finally. But it should be roughing the punter.
Well, we have to take a look at this one because they might be handing out the Oscar for this one. Sean Fleming looked like he took a dive on this.
Major foul, roughing the kicker. Saskatchewan 39.
Teddy Neptune out of the Ottawa GGs.
Well, you know, as a kicker, you're taught as you release the punt, keep your foot up there as long as you possibly can, hoping to get some contact from the team attempting to block the football. And that play worked out successfully. And Edmonton benefits, and they keep the ball back on the field, 1st and 10, with better field position at their own 40.
Yes, it not only wipes out a 40-yard Holmes return, but it gives the Eskimos a first down at their 40. And that's their initial first down of the game.
Albeit by penalty. You think they can build on this? But because they better start building on something. This foundation's not looking too good.
They better rub down that football too, because it has been a slippery pigskin for the outstanding rookie quarterback, Ricky Ray. This time play action, and they dump it off to Avery. John Avery up across the 50-yard line, and there's their first down via an offensive play.
Ricky Ray with just a nice little pass into the hands of John Avery, sliding. It's an overhand. It's almost like a shovel pass. Get to the outside, spread the defense, put it back inside. The number 20 will let him do the rest of the damage.
So at the 51, first down Eskimos. Across the middle, incomplete. Intended for Ed Hervey.
Eddie Davis with excellent coverage on the speedster. Eddie Hervey's is just going to do a little across the middle pattern. Just going to slide across. You see him coming into the screen right there. He has to reach. The ball's actually thrown a little bit behind Ed Hervey, who tries to stick the paw out there and grab it. But again, the number 1 defense against the pass, showing why it has that ranking. Eddie Davis with very close to coverage.
So Ray struggling early. You see his numbers. Has had trouble holding on to the ball, and now he goes to his favorite receiver, Terry Vaughn, and a big first down into Saskatchewan territory at the 42 as we join Mark Lee.
Well, Chris, Ricky Ray's problems holding onto the football might have something to do with the new rule this year, which means that players can no longer work in a new game ball. When they come out of the box, they're covered with a waxy substance, and it makes it a very slick surface. I was talking to Sean Fleming, the kicker for the Eskimos. He said kickers used to work the balls in to make them easier to play with, to hold on, and once you take that waxy substance off, the natural resins come out of the leather, but without it right now, it can often be slick, especially in cool temperatures like today where the high is only 11 degrees.
You know, I really don't understand that, because I tell you what, it's not like we're trying to swallow the football. We're not taking it as a pill. Take the slickness off.
There's Shantae Peoples with another big play as he stops John Avery for a loss of 6. And this should be the final play of the opening quarter that's been dominated by Saskatchewan. 2nd and 16. Blitz coming. Picked up. Ray pumps. And now has an open man. Chris Brazel brings it in and has another first down. So slowly the Eskimos getting untracked. And they end a tough first quarter on a positive note. So far, Saskatchewan dominating here at Commonwealth.
thing I like the most about the DR chipper is the quality. This is a first-rate, what I would call industrial strength piece of machinery for a private homeowner.
The DR chipper is a wonderful machine. I can put a 20-foot long tree in it. It'll take the whole thing without bogging down.
The DR chipper will do a heavy wood, a soft wood. I've done cherry, hollies, oaks. It does the job, and that's basically what people are going to put their money up. That's what they want. Something's going to do the job and do a good job, and that's DR.
Try out a DR chipper for 30 days risk-free. Call 1-800-205-9292 for your free DR catalog and video. That's 1-800-205-9292. Online at drchipper.com.
Getting set for the second quarter. Eskimos moving the football. That reception by Chris Basil for 17 yards.
If you're going to have a blitz, you got to have this guy. He's going to go pick up a guy coming right here. That's a nice job. That allows the quarterback to sit back there. Saskatchewan wants to put pressure on there. Look at that right there. It's a nice job of John Avery going to the outside, picking up the blitzing linebacker, allowing Ray time to set up, to roll to the outside, and to find Chris Brazel with the catch on the first down.
A Brazel bobble on Gizmo Williams bobblehead day. Here are the numbers in the opening 15 minutes.
Well, you can take a look at the big, obviously, is this right here, the big turnover. I mean, that, not holding on to the football. K.D. Williams, the recipient, the nice touchdown run after that. But Saskatchewan, 93 yards. Total offense, Edmonton only 29, but they are moving the ball as we speak.
Chris Brazel seeing his first action with the Eskimos since late July. And Ray, John Avery, steps by Reggie Hunt. Avery inside the 10, touchdown.
Shift to the line, let the pressure come to the quarterback, throw it off, but watch the acceleration right around the defender, and then it's a foot race. Look at the speed of number 20, and he dives to break the play into the end zone, and that's a big play, Chris, for this Edmonton offense.
Ed Hervey supplying a great downfield block, and remember the drive kept alive by a roughing the punter penalty. When it was all going Saskatchewan's way, but the Eskimos get right back in it.
Give me that ball.
I like to see this. It's beautiful. He sifts through that crowd, gets to the outside. All the pressure comes there. Nice job of Ricky Ray. The quarterback has to hold on to that football till the exact last second to let the defenders get almost right in his face and dump it off. And a nice job of John Avery getting the pass, but not only that, just using about 3 acceleration gears and keeps pulling away from people. Look at him cut back inside, and then he just turns on a jet, shifts into 4th, shifts into 5th, and just leaves people. And I love this desire right there. I love a guy that will not be denied the goal line.
You know, they have said he's not as fast on this natural surface. The stats back it up. He only had 1 yard rushing in the first quarter, but nothing wrong with the speed on that last play.
Well, I believe he's got some different shoes, too. I think he's got some Klondike hiking boots, and he banged some 3 penny nails in there.
Oh, here's Torrey Holmes from his 5. He shifted gears there, but met before he got to the 30 as we rejoin Mark.
Well, Chris, just before that touchdown drive, I talked to John Avery, and he told me he is wearing a different type of cleat shoe for this game. It's got a longer cleat on it, more durable, a little heavier, but it's helping him with this turf. He had some problems slipping 2 weeks ago here. Another thing that the Eskimo players are saying is that the grass has been cut longer by the groundskeeper, and it's a little thicker, a little easier to run on.
Yeah, we noticed that prior to the game. I'm not sure I could hit a golf ball out of there. That rough's a little long. Give the shot, and the Eskimos smelled that. And now they're fired up, and a momentum shift seemed to have occurred almost as they changed quarters.
You hit it on the head, momentum. I mean, that big plays recharge a team. And I'll tell you what, the defense comes out. Albert Reese right through the offensive line, wraps him up, takes him down. Cedric Shaw, all he can do is just kind of give the ball back to the referee and rehuddle.
Albert Reese, a self-confessed late bloomer, 3 sacks last year. He has 6 already this season, and he has been a big load in the middle of that Eskimo front. Elon Green stepping up. A little trouble with the turf there, and tossed down at the 34. So a 7-yard pickup, but well short of a first down.
Nothing demoralizes the defense more than a quarterback with Elon Green's athletic ability. I mean, they're looking sack. They're thinking sack. There's one hand on him right there. 93 thinks he's got him. Charbonneau. Doesn't happen. Great athletic ability. Buys himself some more time and picks up something positive.
So 3rd down. Tucker in October back to accept the punt, and it will be Winston October at his 40. And he ends up losing yards. K.D. Williams leading the surge downfield, but John Avery has put the Eskimos right back in this football game.
Who will follow Feyenoord as champion? 124 European teams will compete in the largest, most exciting soccer showdown Europe has to offer. That's right, one of the most distinguished tournaments in the world. The UEFA Cup is now on Fox Sports World, the home of world-class soccer.
This weekend on Fox Sports World kicks off from Germany as Werder Bremen takes on Leverkusen. That's followed by Arsenal and Bolton and Canadian Football League action. Sunday sees Schalke take on Mönchengladbach, Newcastle taking on Sunderland, and it all wraps up with Argentine football as Independiente takes on River Plate. For more information, log on to foxsportsworld.com.
Running, throwing, diving, kicking. Who will execute the basics of rugby the best? NBC this Friday on Fox Sports World. European soccer is at its best as the Scottish Premier League flashes off onto your screen. Tradition, pride, attitude. Fox Sports World brings you soccer Scottish style. Scottish Premier League this Monday on Fox Sports World.
Back in Edmonton, a reminder, next Saturday, the CFL on CBC heads for Regina as we continue our western road trip. It's Ottawa against Ray Jacobs and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Taylor Field, 3 Eastern, Chris.
Renegades meeting Calgary in a return match tomorrow. Hamilton and Toronto. Saskatchewan Roughriders unable to answer the touchdown by the Eskimos, and now the green and gold trying to cut into that lead, and look at John Avery ramble again down to the Saskatchewan 45.
You know what, if it was a case of first quarter nerves, they're sure backing that story up right now because they've come out like a different football club in the second quarter. John Avery again providing the electricity, just getting to the outside, and just the speed, just breaking tackles, getting through there, securing the football. Nice job of execution by that entire Eskimo offense.
28 yards, the 10th carry of over 20 yards for the speedy John Avery on the year, and they go right back to him. Trying the left side, down to the 40, And another gain of 6. So Avery's got it going with those combat boots, as he calls them.
This is something you got to do. You got to realize if you're going to win a football game, you got to use your weapons, and that is definitely one of your weapons. I mean, here's a guy in that big debacle, the 45-11 game. He only touched the ball running it 3 times. This is a new regime. Ronald Williams is not here right now. He's going to get the ball. He's going to touch the rock a lot more. And boy, I tell you what, if he's going to keep coming like that, they're going to keep giving him every play.
It was a different-looking Eskimo offense in Week 4. Jason Moss was the quarterback. Ed Hervey not in the lineup. Ronald Williams the running back. Ricky Ray, and that ball knocked down by the newcomer, Davin Bush.
Well, Davin Bush, step for Jason Tucker as they run a middle cross route. Just comes across the middle. He thinks the ball's there, but look, that's the thing you got to like. That's the thing you can't coach, and that's called closing speed. The ball's in the air. The defensive back sees it, recognizes it, and Davin Bush, who was on the practice roster all last year with Saskatchewan, waiting his time to try and break into this heralded unit, does a nice job of closing and knocking the ball down.
Sean Fleming missed from 41. He has not missed more than 1 in a game this year. This will be a test of that. From the 47, Moss the holder. And Fleming misses to the left, and it goes through for a single point. So it's now a 6-point lead for Saskatchewan, and a pair of misses for Sean Fleming in the first half.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do. I set up networks, I troubleshoot, I basically do things I would have never dreamed I'd been able to do before.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you.
I'd never really thought of the Army as a choice.
Your free video will also give you an idea of what Army life is like, how you can earn money for college, even what questions to ask your recruiter.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, and you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of one.
If you would ask me a year ago if I'd be here doing this, I could have never imagined it. I love what I do. I love doing it for the Army.
The 5-time world champions, Futebol Brasileiro's Samba boys are back. See the most talented soccer players in the world bring back the festive soccer action as the dazzling boys from Brazil once again join their club teams to compete for the right to be called champions. Brazilian soccer this Tuesday on Fox Sports World.
Sean Fleming 0 for 2 in the game.
Let's just take a look at it. There it is, the ball, spins the laces out front, pulls it into himself a little bit. I just think that you can see the reaction right there. I think he just knows he caught the fat of the ball, the middle of the ball, not getting underneath it.
So Saskatchewan takes over at their own 40. Green, the hitch to Henry, and Rocky Henry stopped up immediately. Malcolm Franks had an outstanding year at the corner for Edmonton.
Well, you know what? You're on an island, Chris. One-on-one. You either make the play or you're burned. You're not playing next week. He's done an outstanding job all year making plays like this. Little hitch pass. Receiver's going to try and get to the outside. Malcolm says, not a chance.
Loss of yardage. Loss of 3. It'll be 2nd and 13. Armstrong to the wide side. Green. And the play stopped as they were swinging it out to Corey Holmes.
Time count violation. Saskatchewan 15. Still 2nd down.
And so they'll push it back 5 yards further. Danny Barrett sending in the plays for Nealon Green. Says that Green's capable of calling the plays, but he's trying to take the pressure off the quarterback. He sees it more of a chess match between himself and the defensive coordinator, and Nealon Green only has to worry about executing.
Oh, just using live chess pieces.
Green out of the pocket, dancing around, and finally Nearly collared as he crossed the 40, got back across the original line of scrimmage, but it will be third down, and Kelvin Powell in on the tackle, and he has words with Quincy Jackson.
Oh, you love the emotion right now. They realize this. It's a design play. That's all this is. He's going to fake like he's going to throw it, tuck it. It's a quarterback draw. Nice job, but I mean, really, there's nothing here. There's no hole here. He makes it all on his own. See Alfred Payton. Let's see what he's going to do. He's working against heaven right there. Nice job of the rookie pushing him inside, allowing that lane for Nealon.
McCallum, high punt. October at his 34. And again, he's going backwards, but this time he gets outside. Up close to the 50. Svetkovic with the tackle, but Winston October showing you his explosiveness.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you. And if you call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt with your video. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
How to cut your current monthly bills by as much as 50% or more.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Sometimes, no matter how hard you work at it, you just can't seem to make ends meet. You're writing those checks every month, and you just barely have enough money to pay your bills, much less save anything. Want to change all that? Here's how. Call Home 123. They can help you cut your monthly bills by as much as 50%. Let's say these are some of your monthly payments. Home 123 can show you how to turn all those payments into one low monthly payment that could be as little as half of what you're paying now. In this example, that would be almost $500 extra in your pocket. Just think what you could do with money like that. You could make it happen right now with one call. If you own your home, call Home 123. Even if your credit isn't exactly perfect, they'll come up with a loan that's right for you. Call now and see how easy it can be to make ends meet. Call 1-800-HOME-123 or visit us on the web at home123.com. It's how to get the money you need.
Back in Edmonton, Saskatchewan up 15-9 over the hometown Eskimos, and a reminder, the Grey Cup, the road to the Grey Cup, runs through Edmonton this year, November 24th. Tickets still available, and they're looking for another full house here. The park that packed 61,000 a few weeks ago, Chris.
Yeah, and they'll pack him in late November. Ricky Ray looking deep, looking for Brazel, and the ball over the head of the receiver, who was tangled up with Ladafius McCallum.
Well, the experience of Ladafius McCallum shows through on this play. I mean, he's trying to go deep to Brazel, and he's got him deep. But number one refuses to look at the play. Look how he's looking. They're both playing the football. You know, this is something that all youngsters should look at this thing. When you're one-on-one coverage, you're going down like that, you cover your man. Don't play the man. Watch where he goes. He stops, turn, play the football. Nice job there for Ladafius McCallum.
Brazel was sidelined with ankle problems, and Jason Tucker made it hard to get back in the lineup. Ball over the middle, knocked down, flag, as Ricky Walters, the intended receiver, was bumped before the ball arrived.
Well, we talked about the good coverage on the previous play by McCullough. Well, this is not what you do. 29, Eddie Davis, good coverage. But what he does, he gets a little over eager when he sees the ball in the air.
Interference. Saskatchewan 29. First down.
Eddie Davis does not allow the receiver to try and catch the football. They're running a lot of crossing routes, just bringing him across the middle. You can see him. It's right in the middle of your screen right there, and all he does, he gets over Ricky Walters' shoulders, doesn't allow him to come up with the catch, and the flag will be thrown every time.
So it keeps the drive alive into Saskatchewan territory at the 49, and now John Avery, big hole left side, and Avery hit by Jackie Mitchell. But positive yardage for Avery, who is starting to establish that ground game for Edmonton.
Well, you know, if I'm not mistaken, he can run as fast forward as he can laterally. He just turns. His legs just keep going. They're churning. I mean, his ability, his vision. Look, watch the cuts. Bang. Now he goes to the other side. Look at this. I mean, he's always going. Even when he's going east-west, his body's actually going north-south.
has been a story here in this second quarter.
If they get me any type of crease or any type of little hole, I can get through just about anything because I got about a 28-inch waist. So I can get through just about anything. But as soon as they widen those guys wide enough, you know, I try to hold the defensive players with maybe a couple steps here and there, but then I hit that hole and I hit it like 130 miles per hour.
That's what he's doing right now, and Avery's got the ball again. This was the call that scored the touchdown, and Avery to the 20. And that will be close to another first down.
Well, it's turning into the John Avery show right now. I mean, they're just giving the ball any way they can. They'll hand it off, they'll put a little screen pass. This time, just a little swing pass to the flat, and then let him do the rest. I mean, he's making the first guy miss. Look at the shake and bake. I mean, 31 is just sitting there. Davin Bush is looking, he's saying, well, I better pull the pants up and get back in the huddle because I just got undressed on that one.
They give Avery 9, so it's second and a yard. Got Tim Baker wearing 72 lining up as a fullback, and Ray plunging forward.
Well, hello, the fridge of the old Chicago Bear days. The big man.
You're oblivious? I bet you would have loved to.
Well, let me tell you something. You say that, and I tell you what, 1984, I got an opportunity to block for Willard Reeves. So I did have this opportunity, and just goes to show you that we're not just smart people.
Well, that surge wasn't much, and they're still going to be short.
Well, I might have to show my film. Got to keep those legs going.
You're going to have to go looking for that.
I'm going to go look for that.
Now, did you carry the football or
no,
just
you know what? When I ran a misdirection, you know what thing happened? Nobody came with me.
Nobody fit. I wonder why. Well, the Eskimos will have to gamble now. One sneak didn't get it done, so let's see what they do now. And will they give it to 72? Probably not. This time Ray pushes forward. He's got the first down, and I'm not sure Saskatchewan gave them that full yard. Looked a little like an NFL battle in the trenches.
Well, it was almost helmet to helmet on that one. And that's what definitely the call is. They encroached on that 1 yard. Here's the 1 yard, and they're right here. You can see right now, that's not a yard. The referee's just going to throw that. That's the easy way to pick out the first down. Boy, you hate to do that, especially on a third down situation, give an easy one like that.
So the Eskimos mounting another long drive. This the 7th play of the march. First and 10 from the 19. Ricky Ray, Terry Vaughn, and he steps out near the 5. Well, it could be a big day for Terry Vaughn as he approaches 1,000 yards for the 8th consecutive season. That would be a Canadian Football League record.
Well, he came in needing 87 yards. He's going to do a little middle route. He's got such great hands. That's the thing about him. You've seen him make so many circus catches. Just going to come right into your screen, catch the football, then turn it up, pick up positive yardage.
Approaching 9,000 yards in his career. It's a first down and goal from the 4. Avery bumped and just got back. In fact, didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Loss of 1 for John Avery. There are some of the accomplishments, milestones Vaughn can reach all today, and they're all in reach. So it may be Gizmo Williams Day, but it could be Terry Vaughn Day before this is over.
Well, you're right. 6 reception or 29 reception yards. I mean, those are very easy. 65 reception yard for 16th all time. As you say, the list goes on.
And he has 30 yards already today. Right now, the Eskimos' main business is pushing this one across. Second and goal from the 5. Flags down. Ray, Tucker, touchdown. But there are markers. And it's going against Edmonton.
Offside. Edmonton number 81. Second down repeated.
Ooh, Ed Hervey with the call. I'll tell you what an absolutely great Jason Tucker.
Let's take another look at that catch.
A little blitz is picked up nice. You sit back there. Nice. Look at that throw lane. Opens right up and leaves his feet. Nice job. We're going to get one of the best cover men in the CFL. And Philadelphia's McCullough. Nice catch by Jason Tucker, all for naught.
2nd and goal from the 10. Here comes the rush. And that ball nearly picked off. It hit big Nate Davis.
Well, the offensive linemen of the Edmonton Eskimos are having a little conference because one more time, K.D. Williams is causing them some confusion. He comes through on the blitz. Nobody picks him up. You got to pick up number 43. You can't let him come free like that or he's going to be a pain in your side all day. It's just going to come from the bottom. You can see right, oh, there he is. That's too late. Communication is the key on that offensive line. Making sure we each take a number. We know if we're sliding out to him, take the guys. Always protect inside out, but make sure you get a hand on everybody.
So Sean Fleming trying to straighten things out. 0 for 2 start. This one from 17 yards. High snap, pulled down. And a nice job by Jason Moss to tee that one up for Fleming. And now it's a 3-point game as we join Mark.
Chris, 4:03 away from the half, and here's what's coming up on our halftime show. Pro Tips with Dodge and Chris Walby, talking this week with Ottawa Renegades fullback Mark Nora. And on Canadian Football Heroes, we'll look at the reversible fortune for Edmonton quarterbacks Jason Moss and Ricky Ray. One good, one bad, as well as the highlights.
Yes, and a year earlier it was Jason Moss on the fast track and Nealon Green watching from the sidelines. Well, now the Roughriders have to get their offense going. Looks like some early movement the right side of that offensive line. And Dave Ewell halts proceedings.
Illegal procedure. Saskatchewan 66. Still first down.
Rob Lazio, a little overzealous with the snap count. That's not a good one because you know the snap count. The defensive linemen don't.
4 of the last 5 offensive series for Saskatchewan have been 2 and outs, and now they look at 1st and 15 from their 30. Leading by 3, another marker down, and Cedric Shaw drops that pass underneath, incomplete.
Well, Nealon Green trying to run a little screen pass from his own to Cedric Shaw, but again, an offside against the Rough Rider offense is going to bring it back.
Offside, Saskatchewan 33. Penalties decline, 2nd down.
This time Chris Zarka was over anxious.
Well, he's just at the bottom right here. You can see right here, and all he's going to do is he steps there and he stops, almost like maybe they didn't see me. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, when you're 6'3", 240, you're caught.
So after a tremendous start, Danny Barrett's team has stepped back here in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 15. Green over the middle, and it hops in front of the intended receiver, Jason French.
Chris, I think Saskatchewan's offense is more effective when you do the things that really complements that, and that's getting Nealon Green to the outside. Right now we're seeing the last couple series, Nealon trying to sit in the pocket. That plays into the Eskimo defense. You've got to get them out there, stretch these guys, tire them out. That opens it up when you do want to run the ball inside. I think that's one of the things they got to get back to.
So McCallum in to punt it away again. High snap. Good job to pull it down. In October it is 39. Flag down there as well. Melton on the tackle, a 41-yard punt, 5-yard return, and the 3-minute warning given to the benches with the Roughriders enjoying a 3-point lead.
Maximum backspin.
Oh, look at that. That's amazing. That's a tool.
Call now and order your very own Spin Doctor RI wedge.
If you call in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to throw in an additional 52 or 56 degree Spin Doctor RI wedge. That means you'll receive 2 Spin Doctor RI wedges, 5 Pro Style inserts, 4 reverse groove training inserts, the Spin It Like the Pros instructional video, all for 2 easy payments of $49.95. Call right now.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do. I set up networks, I troubleshoot, I basically do things I would have never dreamed I'd been able to do before.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you.
I'd never really thought of the Army as a choice.
Your free video will also give you an idea of what Army life is like, how you can earn money for college, even what questions to ask your recruiter.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, and you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of one.
If you would ask me a year ago if I'd be here doing this, I could have never imagined it. I love what I do. I love doing it for the Army.
Under 3 minutes to go, first half, a 3-point Saskatchewan lead. Paul McCallum, good athletic play to save a bit of disaster, and then tough call against Saskatchewan.
Wow.
I'm surprised this was no yards.
Look what he cashed it. Now look right here. Here's 5 yards. I mean, nobody is within that range right now. I mean, that's a break for the Eskimos.
John Avery with the carry as he crosses midfield back into Saskatchewan territory. There's Scott Schultz, the Moose Jaw native, with the tackle. John Avery has hurt the Roughriders via the pass. For this touchdown lunge, he scorched him on the ground.
He's done everything, Chris. When you got a guy like that, you just keep giving the rock to number 20.
2nd and 7.
Pass it down, Dave.
And time count.
Edmonton number 15. 3rd down.
Ricky Ray is trying to draw them offside. He's going with long cadence, long counts on 3, sometimes on 4. It's a great idea, but the problem is you're also playing against the 20-second clock and he's getting caught.
Yeah, and in the last 3 minutes, a loss of down, so Edmonton has to punt the football away.
We'll see what Saskatchewan can do with this offensively when they do get the ball.
There's Corey Holmes. Leading punt returner in the CFL. A booming punt by Fleming, and it will go all the way to the end line for a single point. A 74-yard punt by Fleming. It's a 2-point game, but now Saskatchewan gets better field position.
You know what? You can see it right there. You're going, what a huge punt. Great kick, but you can see he was a little discouraged because he really wanted to pin Saskatchewan deep in the shadow of the goalpost, hopefully, preferably inside the 10-yard line to start this drive.
During our last break, when Edmonton was ready to take possession, Danny Barrett called the offense over at the Saskatchewan bench, and they had a long discussion. It's been struggling after one impressive touchdown march. And here's Cedric Shaw, kick-starting it late in the first half.
Just get Cedric Shaw the ball quickly. It's a dive play off left side behind Heaven and Gifford. Nice job of just getting to the initial hole right there. Squeezes through, shifts the shoulders, then puts it down, covers the football, picks up a nice gain, and first down. And now all of a sudden they're on their own 48-yard line.
13-yard carry. Shaw had 128 yards the last time they played Edmonton. He's the only running back to rush for over 100 against the Eskimos this year. Gets it again, this time met at the 50. Short yardage for Shaw. Kelvin Powell.
You know what, Chris, you're right on. And you talked about that, the only rushing game again, over 100 yards against the Eskimo defense. But, he really talked about the fact that they allowed 290 yards. But in the last 8 games since that game, they've averaged under 100, 90-something yards. They've really tightened it up, and they play a gap-controlled defense, which means everybody has to be responsible for their own gap. One guy misses it, big things happen against you, but they've really been disciplined in their approach.
Just one first down for Saskatchewan in the second quarter, and now they call a timeout in advance of a 2nd and 8 play. And Nealon Green will go to the bench to confer with Danny Barrett.
Tigers in the game. Okay, they got Tiger personnel for the first time. Probably gonna look at a drop 9 situation. Okay, they look at some pressure here. I want deuce, 64, zoom. Be smart. Yeah, be smart now.
It's interesting, he's talking right there. New defense, a Tiger defense. He's anticipating a drop of 9 guys, trying to form an umbrella coverage.
Let's see how the Rough Riders counter that. October firing up the crowd. Short drop, pass behind Armstrong, incomplete. Coverage provided by Quincy Coleman.
Well, they line up like they're going to blitz and they drop. But one-on-one, it all comes down to the corner, and they were after him early, but he does a nice job. Play him, just got his hand on him there right there. Nice job of coming over, deflecting the pass, not allowing the catch to be completed. Quincy Coleman, who was tested early in the football game, does a nice job on that play.
So McCallum has to punt the ball away. 1:17 on the clock. October back at his 11. Kennedy McKeown down first to bring him down. A 50-yard punt and 3 yards on the return. Well, you saw again Danny Barrett helping with the play calling, and he used the example of when John Huffnagel was teamed up with Doug Flutie in Calgary. Huffnagel called 95% of the plays, and he said, you know, I got to call my plays when Jack Goto was my head coach, and I really wasn't ready to do that, and he's trying to take as much of a load off Nealon Green as possible.
Let's see what Emma can do on this offensive drive with 1:08 left in the first half.
To Avery, that ball tipped at the line and was hanging up there for grabs. Shante Peoples got a hand on it. Jackie Mitchell thought he had a shot at the football.
Well, Shante Peoples does a nice job of staying in his route. He's going to be on the top of your screen. He does a nice job. He doesn't get fooled with the play action. Stay on your route. Don't get sucked in behind the line following the running back. That would allow Ricky Ray to get to the outside. Very disciplined play by number 58, Shante Peoples on that play.
You know, just one quarterback sack. They have low sack totals, low turnover totals, and yet they've been such a stingy defense this year. 2nd and 10. Ray in the flat, and it's dropped by Brazel. Chris Brazel dropped the ball. Omar Morgan gambled.
Well, I think that's exactly what happened.
Lost big.
Omar Morgan thought he had one, and on the other side, Chris Brazel thought that Omar Morgan had a better shot, and he actually lost the concentration on the football for just that split second. Just enough for that ball to fall incomplete through his arms.
Boy, that could have gone either way for a touchdown. So Saskatchewan's going to get the football back one more time in decent field position here in this first half. Just under a minute to go.
Hurry, hurry, hurry!
High Fleming punt. Holmes at his 50. Strung out by the Eskimos. And Brazel leading the charge downfield.
Well, Chris Brazel loses his concentration on the last pass attempt, doesn't come up with the catch, but does a wonderful job of staying to the outside. Corey Holmes wants to get to the outside, figures he can cut upfield. Chris Brazel will not have any of that and just keeps him in the inside, and they wrap him up, virtually no gain.
Of course, Corey Holmes coming off a huge game last week. Returning punts. 203 yards in the win over Toronto. 45 seconds to go. And now Holmes on the ground, and he's taken down after a short gain. Steve Charbonneau. Eskimos have done a good job in punt coverage. A better job than that of the Argos last week.
Well, he just did everything right last week, man. But look at him breaking tackles, get to the out. I mean, this is all done. 203 yards on 7 punt returns, almost unheard of.
That was 75 yards. Half-minute remaining. First half, 2nd and 9, Saskatchewan. Pressure on Green. He may
practice drill where everybody on the defense of the Edmonton Eskimos had to touch Nealon Green. I mean, he just did a wonderful job of breaking tackle after tackle after tackle, trying to make something happen. Unfortunately, couldn't make anything happen. That's due to the great coverage downfield by the Edmonton secondary, not allowing Nealon Green to have any time to find anybody open. He has an opportunity to throw the football there. He just can't find anybody open. We talk a lot about Saskatchewan secondary. Well, on that play, Edmonton secondary does a wonderful job.
Shannon Garrett back in the defensive secondary of the Eskimos. Donnie Brady is out this week, and you can see the ball pop loose at the end. And it brings up third down, 14 seconds left. McCallum conferred with Barrett on what he wants done here, and he'll try and angle it out of bounds. October will play it, and he is tripped up and nailed, bent backwards, and October hurt.
Wow.
Darnell Edwards was downfield quickly, and the fans unhappy with that.
Well, Darnell Edwards, the University of Manitoba graduate, great job of wrapping up, holding the leg. Now watch this as he comes in. Now watch 20 and 35.
Svetkovic with the huge hit.
And you can see the knee was bent.
And now October, a little bounce in his step, which is good news as he gets to the sideline.
Absolutely, Chris. You just hate to see that, especially, there's no defense. You're basically watching this big guy coming right at you. I mean, that's a big hit, and you can see that knee is twisted all the way back.
That's not advisable for your back either. 6 straight punts for the Roughriders in the second quarter, and the Eskimos going to kill the clock. And both teams will head to their respective dressing rooms. Well, there were some first quarter fireworks, an early Saskatchewan lead, but Ricky Ray and the Eskimos got untracked, and it's just a 1-point game as we join Mark Lee.
Thanks, Chris, with Riders head coach Danny Barrett. Danny, you guys, your offense was on fire in the first quarter, but you went cold in the second. What have you noticed?
Well, we just got to make a few adjustments up front. They're twisting and stunning quite a bit, and they're trying to press our receivers up. So we just got to continue to work hard, stick with our game plan, and be patient. And if we do those things, we'll get back on track.
John Avery's killing you guys. What can you do to stop him?
We can't shoot him because that's illegal, because he is doing that. We just need to get to our gaps right now. We're not gap canceling like we should, and if we do those things, it's nullified. But we got to take care of the little things and quit shooting ourselves in the foot.
All right, Danny, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Danny Barrett off to get the chalk for halftime. His team up by 2, 15-13 over Edmonton at the half at Commonwealth. Back in Edmonton at the half, and the home team trailing Saskatchewan by 2 here at Commonwealth Stadium. Well, the contrasted quarterback in Edmonton this year has been Stark. This was supposed to have been Jason Moss's season, but injury led to his misfortune. On the other hand, Ricky Ray was delivering corn chips for Frito-Lay when opportunity opened the door to his good fortune. Canadian Football Heroes. Brought to you by Standard Life.
I expected to win this year. I didn't have any preset goals personally. I just wanted to win. Last year was such a disappointing season in the respect that we lost in such a bad way in the Western Final that I wanted to do everything possibly I could do to get myself better so that it wouldn't happen again. I think we were well on our way before I got hurt.
When Jason first went down, it was, one of those deals where, I thought maybe I was going to go in and play maybe 1 game, maybe 2 at the most, and just try and go out there and give our team a chance to win. Obviously now I've got a bigger role on the team.
A guy like Ricky, who's having basically an MVP season. I mean, he's doing everything we've asked of him and more, and it shows.
The biggest thing for me was probably just going out and playing my game, not trying to do too much, just trying to go out and execute the offense like it was taught to me, and just go out and let the guys around me do the big things.
Way out of the gun, over the middle, has a completion, Terry Vaughn.
I'm a team guy, but I'm a competitive guy as well. I know that when I'm healthy and when I get to the point where I feel healthy, I can play and I can produce.
Me and Jason have a pretty good understanding of the game. We both like to watch each other play because we both have similar styles of game.
The one difference between our games, that's a big difference. He likes to be under center more than I like to be. I like to be in the shotgun more. Jason was one of the first guys that I met when I came up here. And, he's helped me out. Any questions I had, any help I needed with, anything other than football, he was there to help. So, we get along great. I don't think anyone's ever heard me say this is Jason Moss's team. I've never ever said that, and I don't really believe in it's any one person's team. If Ricky starts the rest of the year and we win the Grey Cup, I'm all for it. I don't really care. I just want to win a Grey Cup. I want to be a part of a winning team, and if I can contribute on the way, then I'm all for it.
Ricky Ray coming off 3 fumbles last week in BC. His first adversity, looking composed here today with a touchdown pass to John Avery. His team down by 2 at the half.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you. And if you call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt with your video. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
Your pet's same exact heartworm and flea medications delivered to your home, saving you time and money.
It costs less than buying from my veterinarian.
It only takes a phone call.
I saved a visit to my vet's office. I didn't have to leave home.
Pet Meds delivers my pet's medication right to my door.
It's cheaper and more convenient than buying from my vet.
I save time and money.
1-888-PET-MEDS. We deliver savings and convenience on HeartGuard, Advantage, Frontline, and all other pet medications. Call to order now or order online.
You may not be able to afford to drive a Porsche Boxster, but you can still drive the coolest car in town with this stuff right here, RET 2000. The technology in this can has the ability to make your air conditioner unit in your car cool it so it feels, so nice and crisp inside. Pick up the phone and call and order a can now. Here's how.
To order your RET 2000, call 1-888-625-9931. Call today or visit us on the web at coolestcar.com.
Maximum backspin. We guarantee that every amateur can spin it back just like the pros, even hitting the hardest cover distance balls. Introducing the first wedge in golf that will never wear out and never become outdated by technology. The Spin Doctor RI Wedge with the replaceable insert system. Your wedge for life.
Look, it's all over. Look at it come back.
The Spin Doctor RI Wedge is yours for just 3 easy payments of $49.95. But wait, during this introductory television offer, we'll waive 1 full payment. That's right, the Spin Doctor RI Wedge can be yours today for just 2 low payments of $49.95.
I guarantee you're going to do it using the Spin Doctor RI Wedge with a reverse groove insert. It's that simple. I guarantee it, you're going to do it. You'll receive 2 Spin Doctor RI Wedges, 5 Pro Style inserts, 4 reverse groove training inserts, the Spin It Like the Pros instructional video, all for 2 easy payments of $49.95. Call right now.
Welcome back inside the America One Sports Studios. I'm Brady Tinker. We hope you're enjoying this exclusive coverage of the Canadian Football League brought to you by America One, also Fox Sports World and the Sunshine Network. It's a Western Division game, and we told you we thought it'd be a good one. Saskatchewan Roughriders at the Edmonton Eskimos, and the Roughriders have a slight edge, 15-13. They certainly play with a lot of confidence against this team. Let's bring in Ted Michaels, our correspondent and our expert from Canada. Ted, what's happening at halftime, buddy?
Well, you know what? It kind of goes against form because going into this ballgame, the Eskimos scored the most points of any quarter in the first quarter. And Saskatchewan usually loads up for the fourth quarter. Right now, it's going against form with the Roughriders taking the 15-1 lead early in the first quarter.
All right, Ted, let's do something that the fans may be interested in and talk about the crossover. We're going to show a graphic right here and talk about how one team could possibly get in the playoffs in another division.
Well, what's going on right now, because Winnipeg won their ball game last night, they now have 14 points. Saskatchewan has 13 and BC has 12. So if the season ended today, that means the BC Lions have 12. The Argonauts in the Eastern Conference only have 8 points. If the fourth-place team in the West has more points than the third-place team in the East, then they would cross over, which means right now the playoff game would have the BC Lions crossing over and playing in Hamilton in the Eastern semifinal.
Excellent, Ted. Thank you. I'm sorry we got to cut you a little bit short. It's time to head back out to the CBC as they're going to join halftime highlights. Ted, we'll talk to you after the game.
We'll talk to you.
Thanks.
They started out the second quarter moving the ball, and they did some things they needed to do. That was get number 20, John Avery, involved in the game. But you can see it all started off with Saskatchewan. Chris Zark, a nice 6-yard run up the middle to give him the early lead. Then, of course, the big fumble. Second fumble of the afternoon for Ricky Ray. This one very costly as Katie Williams picks it up and scampers into the end zone for a touchdown.
We talked earlier about John Avery, and once they used Avery, the Eskimos started to move the ball.
He's electricity. He can do so many things once he touches the football, and he just gets a little screen pass, and as soon as he sees that goal line, he will not be denied, gets across it, and that seemed to charge up the whole entire Edmonton team. The defense has been playing pretty good. They've stuffed the Saskatchewan running game in pretty much the whole game right now, so it's just a game of adjustments right now.
And you heard Danny Barrett talk about the adjustments he wants to see along the offensive line. Let's take a look at the halftime statistics, and really pretty tight.
Well, if you take a look at the first downs right there, Saskatchewan 5. I mean, that was first quarter. Second quarter, they really were stymied. Didn't get much going. The net yards right there, 109, 135. When we looked at it at the end of the first quarter, again, heavily favoring Saskatchewan. So Edmonton has really come to life in the second quarter. But actually, at the end of the second quarter, both teams seem to be struggling offensively.
So it sets up an interesting second half here at Commonwealth Stadium. It, of course, is Henry Gizmo Williams Day here. There have been plenty of halftime festivities, and we'll have more on the great Giz on his day when we return. Well, that trademark flip, but we'll have more from Commonwealth after this.
The thing I like the most about the DR chipper is the quality. This is a first-rate, what I would call industrial strength piece of machinery for a private homeowner.
The DR chipper is a wonderful machine. I can put a 20-foot long tree in it. It'll take the whole thing without bogging down.
DR chipper will do a heavy wood, a soft wood. I've done cherry, hollies, oaks. It does the job, and that's basically what people are going to put their money up. That's what they want. Something's going to do the job and do a good job, and that's DR.
Try out a DR chipper for 30 days risk-free. Call 1-800-205-9292 for your free DR catalog and video. That's 1-800-205-9292. Online at drchipper.com.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do. I set up networks, I troubleshoot, I basically do things I would have never dreamed I'd been able to do before.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you.
I'd never really thought of the Army as a choice.
Your free video will also give you an idea of what Army life is like, how you can earn money for college, even what questions to ask your recruiter.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, and you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of one.
If you would ask me a year ago if I'd be here doing this, I could have never imagined it. I love what I do. I love doing it for the Army.
welcome back to Commonwealth Stadium, and you're looking live as Henry the Gizmo Williams takes his final lap of honor after being stalled on the Edmonton Wall of Honor here at Commonwealth Stadium, the 22nd Eskimo to receive such an accolade. And this was the scene earlier as he was introduced to a crowd of more than 40,000 fans. 14 seasons in the CFL, all of them an Eskimo, and now enshrined forever on the Wall of Honor here at Commonwealth Stadium.
I want to thank you, fans. You guys. I grew up with some of you guys kids, some of the older people here was with me. I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me and giving me the opportunity to speak to our little kids at the stadium school. And thank you for supporting the Edmonton Eskimo. And thank you guys so much. But I got one more thing I got to do for you, ladies and gentlemen.
An emotional day for the Giz, the record holder in punt and kick returns, 26 punt returns for a touchdown, 28 called back on penalties. And today, one last flip into the end zone as the Giz stepped out of his street clothes and put the uniform, the green and gold of the Eskimos, on one last time. Here on the sidelines, Eskimo head coach Tom Higgins. First, Tom, your reaction to an emotional halftime for an old player of the Giz.
Well, we hope that this is going to be an opportunity to just have a little bit of a lift. Sad, we lost our punt returner. Winston October will not come back in the second half.
That's bad news. I know before the game you were saying you hope your team wasn't too high the way it was a year ago when Warren Moon went up on the Wall of Honor. How do you gauge the atmosphere?
Well, you know, it's electrifying as well, and you know what, we'll work off of that, but we got to just take care of business. It's going to be an interesting second half, and two good football teams out on the field today.
Tom, thanks for your time. Good luck in the next half.
You're welcome.
Tom Higgins and the Eskimos trailing by 2 at the half, and we'll talk to the Giz in the second half in Edmonton.
Toronto. World-class losers! The Argonauts, they suck! Oh, we're too good for the CFL. We want the NFL. There's too much foam on my latte. The Ticats are gonna beat your mocha sipping, pastry-eating bucks, you elitist snobs!
CFL, the rivalry lives on.
No, not the hell!
Back live at Commonwealth Stadium with the man of the day. This was Gizmo's day as he became the 22nd Edmonton Eskimo to go up on the Eskimo Wall of Honor, and I know this has been an emotional day for you, Giz.
Yeah, it's been tough. It was great. I just want to say that the fans made it happen for me. You know, I came here as a kid, and I grew up with a lot of these people here. So I don't know. I'm just so excited. I don't know what to say right now.
You came out in your street clothes, and then you surprised everybody by peeling those off and wearing the uniform one last time and performing the flip. You still got it.
I want to be like Superman. You know how Superman always come out? That's why I said I was going to come out like that. And I said if we get 45,000, I was going to flip. We could have got 10,000, I still was going to flip. I just wanted the fans to come out, and they did. They showed great support, not only for me, for the Edmonton Eskimo.
Well, Giz, congratulations. It's quite an honor to go up on the Wall of Honor. And, of course, you got the bobblehead, too. What do you think? Is it a likeness?
Yeah, but they made it a little bit too tall. He's almost taller than me.
Good for you. Thanks for the memories, kids.
So much.
All right, ready for the second half. Eskimos down by 2. Once again, Chris and Chris.
Well, it's as distinguished a CFL club as you can get, that Wall of Honor here in Edmonton, and certainly a deserving guy. He talked about Walter Payton visiting his school and how he was inspired by Payton and how many school kids he's inspired here in Edmonton and across the league. Underway, second half. Corey Holmes, big return, and then, whoa, a big hit as Kelvin Powell stopped Holmes in his tracks. And let's check the big man's Canadian Tire game notes.
Well, Saskatchewan Chucks got to run to set up the pass on offense. 12 running plays, 9 passing plays. This is the thing they do successfully. That's how they win their football games. On defense, jam and punish the receivers. Hey, only 3 Edmonton Eskimo receivers with a catch. Good job on the defense. For Edmonton, secure the football. Told about fumbling. They did have a big fumble. Ricky Ray, 2 in fact in the first half. 1 leading to a touchdown by Katie Williams. And defense stiffing the run. You got to stuff it up. 67 yards only allowed.
Here's Cedric Shaw, first carry, second half. A.J. Gass amongst the tacklers. Kelvin Powell there too. And we'll look to see if the adjustments Danny Barrett talked about make a difference in this third quarter.
Well, I like the fact that they're going to the outside, the perimeter of the football field. You got a big football field up here. Use the entire football field, especially when you got guys with some speed, especially you got guys like Cedric Shaw, Corey Holmes, and the speed and athleticism of Nealon Green. Don't just stay in the middle. Work it to the outside. You got to try and tire those defenders down.
No question, though, this is a different defense than Saskatchewan shredded in week 4. Nealon Green, that shotgun snap went by, and what a recovery, and nearly hooked up with Dylan Ching, but Green did a good job to salvage that and make sure there wasn't a big loss.
Well, absolutely. You're talking about a guy, a lot of quarterbacks who just jumped on the football, secured it, but watch this, takes his hand, eyes right off the football, goes through his hands, picks it up, gets to the outside, avoids Charbonneau again, and then great athletic ability throwing off that back foot and almost makes a remarkable completion to Dylan Ching.
But another 2 and out, and Terry Vaughn now pressed into service. High snap, McCallum gets it away. So Vaughn in place of October. And Terry Vaughn squirts ahead to the 28-yard line.
Well, Terry Vaughn can do it all. Not only catch the passes over the middle, go deep, but he also can return punts and kickoffs. Boy, it's a big loss for this Edmonton team with the loss of Winston October. As we look at Ricky Ray's passing charts, the Reds, obviously the incomplete. You can see they've got 3 30-yard or longer attempts, all incomplete. The completes are all in the midsection. They're all around 10 to 15 yards, and they got the 1 touchdown. That was being the screen pass to John Avery.
Injured Eskimo on that last punt return and unable to get a number yet. And while he gets attention, we'll take a break. 15-13 Saskatchewan.
Last weekend in Salt Lake City, the Edmonton Scorpions became the latest members of the Canadian champions.
Well, it is Fabian Burke who is getting attention. Backup DB.
Well, you can just see he's right there. He gets kind of tripped up at the last second. Those are, one of the ones that you really feel bad because it's almost like you're a bowling pin and you never see the ball coming and boom.
It's like the right leg being favored as Burke makes his way to the sidelines.
Well, we mentioned for those of you who may just be joining us that Winston October, the electrifying returner for the Edmonton Eskimos, injured late in the first half, and you can see he gets grabbed like this and then pinned over with the leg still underneath the first tackler, and we saw him get up and walk off the field, Chris, but he's unable to answer the bell in the second half.
So the Eskimos go to work their first possession of the second half. John Avery, big hole, explodes across the 35 to the 38. Close to a first down. And it is yet another 10-yard carry.
Well, he just does a nice job. I mean, he's got great. He sits back at 6 yards and watch the hole open. He just goes right through there, and then his acceleration. He gets through there, lowers the shoulder pads. You know, last week, 181 yards rush against BC. You know, you'd think he'd be happy with that. His biggest thing was he said, you know what? I looked at it. I could have had a ton more yardage. He said, I'm going down too easy. Right now, he's standing at 10 carries for 66 yards. I mean, that's a nice average, 6.6 yards every time he touches that pigskin.
And when the Eskimos brought him in with Ronald Williams, the incumbent, they figured that Avery would carry the ball or touch the ball 10 times in a game. Now he's the guy. He's getting the ball 20 or 30 times. And he's certainly making the most of it. You wonder about the durability, but these small backs have done such a nice job in the CFL. Ricky Ray, great fake. Well, Ray doesn't do this often, but effective as he gets it across midfield and will fire up the Eskimo offense. 19 yards for the Eskimo quarterback.
I tell you, Reggie Hunt, he's only 6 feet tall himself, figures he's got him wrapped up, he's lined up. But a nice, look at the pump fake, pulls it down. Now that causes Reggie Hunt to kind of settle down, get his feet square, try and make the tackle. He settles down, Ricky Ray doesn't, he keeps moving, and nice job of picking up some good yardage.
So a first down for Edmonton. Back to Avery. And John Avery this time shakes a tackle, upended at the 40. And he churns off 12 more. He's over 900 yards on the season. And again, he wasn't the starting running back until week 5.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, his field of vision, he likes to take the ball deep. He wants to sit about 5 yards back. And why he does that is because the field of vision, he watches the offensive line, what they do, and he looks for the hole. And because of his speed, he feels he can get there, and he does that right now. He breaks the plane, the line of scrimmage, and the rest is just up to the defenders to bring him down.
A dozen carries, 78 yards for Avery. Short drop Ray. Terry Vaughn, his legs turning to the 25. And another first down.
Nice job of Terry Vaughn just working, finding it. No, little objectionable conduct happening right now. Really unnecessary penalties. You see right here, catches the football. Legs are churning. Keep those legs churning.
Objectionable conduct. Edmonton number 3. It was after the play with the first down.
You know, that's just one of those things. You just can't accept those as a coach. I mean, you're a great player like Terry Vaughn. You make a great catch like this. You got the legs. You're breaking tackles. You're doing the right thing. You're going to take some shots as a receiver. You get up. You just got to go back to the huddle.
Seemed to take offense with the hit by Omar Morgan. Eddie Davis shaken up. He's got a cast on the hand already. And as Danny Barrett has described him, the glue of that great
well, you know what,
secondary.
when you're breaking tackles, you know, it's up to the defenders to bring it down. And yeah, you might get hit by more than one defender. But I mean, it's the shots that are unwarranted are almost like the ones we saw last night where Ben Cahoon, after not catching the ball in the Montreal Winnipeg game, got lambasted by Tom Europe. I mean, he got up and said something, but right here, when you make the catch, he's just going right now. See, he just pushes away with his leg right there. Sometimes that's just reaction. Get off me, let me get back to the huddle. You feel like you're being held down.
Well, next week we'll be at Taylor Field. The Ottawa Renegades. This used to be the Battle of the Roughriders. No longer, it's the Renegades. And the Roughriders next Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 Pacific. And we found out last week that that's not an automatic 2 points for the team playing Ottawa.
Ottawa's got a good football club. They're going to surprise a lot of people. They're starting to gel at the right time.
They're going to be a nasty team to play for the rest of the season. Here's Ray. Over the middle and a completion. And once again, Terry Vaughn closing in on all those milestones.
But Terry Ray has no fear. This is the thing about a guy like this. He's only 5'8". He goes. He knows every time you cross the middle, you know you're going to get hit. I mean, there's two guys. Everybody's trying to line him up, stretching. Even then, you know, putting the ball away from his body, trying to pick up any kind of extra yards he can. This guy's a warrior. He does it all. I mean, he's a true inspiration to the team. And, you know, I said warrior.
Are you tipping your hand?
I'm not tipping my hand. I mean, he made it last year, and you're right. We haven't talked much about the Warriors, but definitely taking notes on a lot of them, and that's going to be fun. It's always a hard decision.
So Vaughn now at 965 yards, 35 yards away from a Canadian Football League record for 8 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. He co-holds the mark of 7 straight with a former Rough Rider great, Donald Narcisse. Second and less than a yard. The fake toss, and now they overthrow John Avery on the swing pass out of the backfield, and it'll be 3rd down and short.
On this play, I can tell you right now that John Avery should be out in the flat quicker. He stops. Now he fake, little play action. He fake like you're going to shovel. Now you should give him the ball right there. The hesitation of holding that football allows the defender to recognize the play. Saskatchewan's defense sees it, comes over, and the pass goes for naught. But I mean, anytime you're going to try any of that quick play action, throw the hitch pass, it's got to be done quickly. It's a surprise play, catching the defense off guard.
3rd down, Ray pushing forward, and he'll move the chains.
Well, tucking behind the big boys, Prince and Comiskey and Groenwagen. The big 15-year veteran, getting low, trying to do it. There's Tim Bucker in for short yardage, number 72. You can see he's working on Reggie Hunt right there, and there's a big mismatch right now. You got a 300-pounder working against a 200-pounder, and he just pushes him into the middle of the pile.
Well, you can see the Eskimos have dominated in the first down department. Here's the option toss. Avery stopped behind the line. Somebody lost a helmet down there. I think it's Terry Vaughn. And loss of yardage on the play.
Well, anytime you're going to run the option, you've got to make sure you've got something coming inside or pulling the rest of the defense inside. On this play, they're all flying to the short side of the field. I always like when you run the option to the wide side just because you're utilizing more football field. But on this one, they're fooling no one right now in Saskatchewan's defense. They got a guy on John. They know that John Avery is the guy that's really been hurting them, so they've dedicated a linebacker or a nickelback to come in, and every time he gets the football, there's somebody on him.
Fabian Burke being carted to the dressing room. 2nd down, 13. Here's Avery, cut down by Reggie Hunt at the 25-yard line. Big play by the rookie linebacker as we join Mark.
For Chris, Fabian Burke leaving the play here. He is out of the game. He rolled his right ankle, he told me, on that injury, and they've diagnosed it as a lower leg injury where the ice is right now just above the right ankle. As we take another look at it, right there, it looks like one of the Saskatchewan players rolled up Zarka perhaps on the right leg, so he's done for the game. An update on Winston October: it is a knee injury. The Eskimo medical staff not sure how serious it is, except that he won't return as well.
Sean Fleming to attempt a 32-yarder to put the Eskimos in the lead. And Fleming's missed his 3rd of the day. And Saskatchewan remains in front. It's a 1-point game. So a tough day for the veteran kicker of the Eskimos.
Maximum backspin. We guarantee that every amateur can spin it back just like the pros, even hitting the hardest cover distance balls. Introducing the first wedge in golf that will never wear out and never become outdated by technology. The Spin Doctor RI Wedge with the replaceable insert system. Your wedge for life.
Look, it's all over. Look at it come back.
The Spin Doctor RI Wedge is yours for just 3 easy payments of $49.95. But wait, during this introductory television offer, we'll waive 1 full payment. That's right, the Spin Doctor RI Wedge can be yours today for just 2 low payments of $49.95.
I guarantee you're going to do it using the Spin Doctor RI Wedge with the reverse groove insert. It's that simple. I guarantee it, you're going to do it. You'll receive 2 Spin Doctor RI Wedges, 5 Pro-Style inserts, 4 reverse groove training inserts, the Spin It Like the Pros instructional video, all for 2 easy payments of $49.95. Call right now.
The 5-time world champions, Uchimo Brasileiros Samba Boys, are back. See the most talented soccer players in the world bring back the festive soccer action as the dazzling boys from Brazil once again join their club teams to compete for the right to be called champions. Brazilian soccer this Thursday on Fox Sports World.
We'll next Thursday night, Nicholas Campbell hosts The Circus is in Town, 50 years of hockey night in Canada, a revealing documentary that takes viewers behind the scenes during CBC's broadcast of the 2002 Stanley Cup Finals. That's Thursday night at 9:30 in Newfoundland on CBC television.
Just had a glimpse of our director, Ron Forsyth, who looks like he's front and center, as he is during our hockey telecasts. Here's Nealon Green in trouble and downed behind the line of scrimmage. Well, a big defensive play for the Eskimos after more disappointment for Sean Fleming.
Well, you see that Jason Moss is going to hold it, pins it, spins it, pulls it in his body exactly like he's doing. You can just see the facial expression. A picture's worth 1,000 words right there. And head down, I mean, he's just got to get it straightened out. He's just the mechanics. We saw this earlier with Mark McLaughlin in Calgary, and I'm just hoping we're not cursing the kickers.
That's 6 lost points in this game for the Eskimos. Second down, Green in trouble again. And there's Alfred Payton moving into second spot all time in CFL sacks.
Well, just coming, working. Just going to come from the bottom of your screen or the right-hand side of your TV. Just working. There he is right there. Now watch as he comes off. Working against him. A nice job. He's such an uncanny ability to get the hands of the offensive lineman off him. And there you are. The number 2 sack leader in CFL history. Moving one ahead of Bobby Jurison, another great pass rusher.
And maybe late next year he'll become number 1 all-time. Vaughn on the return up to the 47-yard line. Swack with the sack. And the Roughriders offense is sputtering.
The viewers have spoken, and the results are in. Thanks to you, Fox Sports World is ranked as one of the top 10 most recognized and desired emerging TV networks in America. From world-renowned soccer.
Early birthday present for Alfred Payton, as you mentioned. He'll turn 35 tomorrow. And here's the sack that ensures he's past Bobby Jurison. So a couple of Eskimos with milestone performances passing Roughriders. At least Terry Vaughn's got his eyes set on that Donald Narcisse record. And here is Terry Vaughn. And TV tossed down at the 43 of Saskatchewan. Closing in on another 1,000-yard season. He's got 20 there.
Well, it was the John Avery show in the second quarter. It's really turning into the Terry Vaughn show in the third quarter. Just basically going to come down and slide in the middle. Nice job of getting the football. But it's what he does. The yak yards, the yards after the catch, they're so impressive by the little man. Just going to find an opening. Sit down, wait, look for the ball, work his way out to the sideline, and then, of course, making people miss is what he does so best.
Vaughn needs 18 yards more. Hervey on the hitch and hanging on is Reggie Hunt. With that last catch by Terry Vaughn, he has passed 9,000 yards in his career, the 17th player in CFL history to reach that plateau.
There's the accolade right there.
Right now, the Eskimos' prime concern is establishing the lead, protecting their perfect record on home turf this season. 2nd and 3. Avery, another huge burst. Avery into the secondary, down to the 5.
John Avery's change in direction is something to watch. It is so exciting. I mean, he just makes people miss. And it doesn't look like he's even moving that far out of the way, but he hits the hole and explodes. But look at this. Look at the change of direction. I mean, Darnell Edwards just totally puts a hand out there. It's like he's handing out a bus pass. You got to do something. Hits the hole, change of direction. Eyes up all the time, looking downfield, tries to stiff arm.
He just ripped off 31, 106 yards in the game. Again, John Avery down close to the 1.
Nice penetration by Travis Smith, the middle linebacker. Saskatchewan right there filling the hole. Not allowing John Avery to get his feet under him and get some speed built up. This is where you got to stop in the backfield. It's a nice job of penetration right there. Come on down there, get the feet, wrap them up.
John Avery with his third 100-yard game in the last 5 starts. And he can beat you both ways.
He's got an eligible number, yep.
Second and goal from the 2. Back to Avery. And he won't get there. Stuffed at the 1. Reggie Hunt, Nate Davis.
Well, you know what? Edmonton's running the double tight end. They're trying to bring him out, put big men on the outside, but I tell you what, an equally wonderful job in the Saskatchewan. See, Nate Davis got away with a little bit of a face mask right there at the end of the play. But have taken the offensive lineman on and not allowing them to block backwards on him.
And here we go. It's third and goal from the 1, and both teams bulk up. Third and touchdown to go. Early movement, Wendell Davis. No sign, but penalty markers.
The interior of the Saskatchewan Roughriders jumped. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of finger pointing. They're saying they were drawn offside. But this is just going to...
Saskatchewan 98. First down.
Nate Davis, a little anxious.
Nate Davis, you do see as you watch, it's just going to take a jump. You see the helmet crossing the plane. He's done. You got to sit back there. One of the things that coaches stress, don't listen to the snap count. Watch the football. You get caught in that listening game, you're going to jump all the time, and that costs them right there, and it gives Edmonton a fresh set of downs to work with.
I was surprised anybody could hear the snap count here with over 44,000 roaring, and they roar now. Touchdown, Edmonton.
Distance across that goal line is the quarterback. Keep it yourself, tuck it, get low, get behind the big offensive line. Just going to follow the left side. Just fall off to the left side behind Comiskey and Princeton. Bruce Beaton, they're all forming. At the point of attack, trying to find a little avenue, create a little lane for the quarterback to fall through, and does a nice job. And Edmonton now with the lead.
First lead since early in the first quarter when they went ahead 1-0. Fleming adds the extra point, 7 plays, 63 yards. And Ricky Ray with his first running touchdown in the Canadian Football League.
Your pet's same exact heartworm and flea medications delivered to your home, saving you time and money.
It costs less than buying from my veterinarian.
It only takes a phone call.
I saved a visit to my vet's office. I didn't have to leave home.
Pet Meds delivers my pet's medication right to my door.
It's cheaper and more convenient than buying from my vet.
I save time and money.
1-888-PET-MEDS. We deliver savings and convenience on HeartGuard, Advantage, Frontline, and all other pet medications. Call to order now or order online.
She's got it all figured out. She's buying a new home.
And you can count on it. Break up 91, 93, 97, 02.
Well, they're enjoying this. 44,480 fans have seen the Eskimos bounce back from a 15-1 first quarter deficit and now lead 21-15.
Well, since the second quarter opened, they've really got a lot more confidence. They've moved the ball well on offense, and they just keep moving the football. They've missed 3 field goals, unfortunately, from Sean Fleming, but they're doing enough, and they keep moving the ball down in scoring position, and they finally capped it off.
Rough Riders need some kind of spark. Corey Holmes returning it to the 30-yard line. 7 plays, 63 yards for Ricky Ray and company.
Well, it starts off, you got your stars. You get the ball on your star players, and there he is, Terry Vaughn with it, and of course, Mr. Electricity right through that middle of our line there. John Avery is capped up with a 1-yard sneak on the big offensive line. Ricky Ray giving Edmonton the lead with 3:22 left in this third quarter.
pressure reverts to Saskatchewan. Remember, Nealon Green completed his first 4 passes for 59 yards. His last 6 passes, he's 1 for 6, -2. Here's Corey Holmes with a positive first down carry up to the 36.
Well, we really mentioned the fact that we thought that Nealon was starting to settle back and sit in the pocket. I think that's something that, you know, if you're a pocket passer, that's great. But I think when you got the athleticism and the ability to get to the outside and stretch the defense, as Nealon Green does, you should get to the outside. You know, I'm not an offensive coordinator, but I think that's how they had success. Because when you start running out, you pull those defensive ends outside, the linebackers go outside, that opens the running game in the middle.
Second down, 5. Pass delivered. Is it complete or not? All the Eskimos say incomplete. I think they're ruling no. Now one of the back officials also waving it off.
No, I kind of wonder about that, because you got the one official coming right in, facing the play, makes no call. The guy coming off the sideline is waving no catch, and it's a good call. But you wonder why the guy not facing the player right there with the best angle is not saying no catch. He's always looking to see somebody support my decision.
Quincy Jackson did a pretty good sales job, but finally waved incomplete, and yet another 2 and out for Saskatchewan. Terry Vaughn fields it on a knee and then brings it back to the 40. 42-yard punt, 7-yard return, but in week 4, Saskatchewan completely shredded the Eskimo defense. It's been a different story this afternoon.
Well, I tell you, they've done some things. They've made some adjustments, and they keep moving the football. They're getting in scoring position each time they start a drive. They're moving the football. The biggest thing right now is for Saskatchewan. We talked about their defense. They've got a good defense, but right now they're on the football field too much because of the fact that Saskatchewan's offense has just been going 2 and out. You've got to get something going there.
Under 2 minutes remaining, third quarter.
Back the other way.
Here's John Avery again. Look at that spin move. And now outside, caught from behind by Darnell Edwards. But John Avery thriving this afternoon as we join Mark.
Thanks, Chris. With Ronald Williams, who lost his job as the Eskimo running back in week 4 with a knee injury. He's healthy now. You'd love to play, but how hard is it to watch on the sidelines here and not be able to get in because John Avery's playing so well?
Exactly. You know, it's difficult because the competitive nature kicks into the athlete. But, you know, I've bought my time, and whenever my time is to get back in there, you best believe I'll be ready.
Are you still getting paid while you watch?
Oh, for sure. I've earned it.
You sure have, all those wars and all those ankle injuries.
Thanks so much. But, you know, I'm looking forward to getting back and just showing some other coaches around the league what I can do.
Right now it's time to cheer on John Avery, though.
Exactly. Great job.
Thanks for your time, Ronald.
Thanks.
Chris.
You know, I got to think that's a curious statement there. I can hardly wait to get back in and show the other coaches around the league what I'd like to do as we look at the updated rushing yards this season. And look who's number 1. John Avery with 963. And might we see the 1,000 yards today?
That's why he might be trying to impress other coaches, because he can see that John Avery...
One of the best lines I've heard all week, and they talked about professionalism, as he asked him, what would you do? He said, you be the coach. And Ronald Williams says, you know what, I wouldn't tinker with it either.
Tom Higgins knows that Williams is anxious to get back in, and he posed the question. And Williams knows that John Avery has secured a job here at Edmonton.
I just thought that, you know, it's wonderful wording. You know, sometimes we look at the way we say things, and obviously when you're trying to impress other coaches, it's almost like you're saying, I see the writing on the wall, and I don't think you want to get rid of a guy like this anyway. I think, you know, God forbid anything happens to John Avery, but when you got a guy with that kind of speed and that kind of dynamics, boy, I tell you, not many people are going to bump that guy from the backfield.
He was brought in as a change of pace because Ronald Williams was a guy that had rushed for over 1,000 yards in 4 of the last 6 years himself.
You know, he's one of the things John Avery's really upset with is the fact that a lot of people don't think he has durability. You know, the big knock on him because of his size. I'm only 5'9", so people think I can't handle the pounding. I think he's proven them wrong.
Eskimos marching again at midfield, first down. And Ray on a roll, and that tip by Shante Peoples. second time he's got his hand on a Ricky Ray pass this afternoon.
It's the exact same play that he knocked the pass down previously. He does a nice job of staying where he's supposed to be, and that means coming straight up. There he is right here. He comes right over there, puts his hand up there. They're going to try and run a little screen, but they're running the screen off the play action pass. The whole purpose of running the play action is to try and get Shante Peoples to bite on the play action. He doesn't, and the play goes for nothing.
Chris, what the Riders really need is a turnover. They are last in the league in that department this year. They've got to change the momentum of this game somehow. Here's a pass overthrown just off the fingertips of Chris Brazel as Ray was taken down.
Well, they brought some pressure. They brought Hunt, Shante Peoples in the backfield there, and Ricky Ray taking a shot just before he releases that football. But as you say, Saskatchewan defensively, they need a turnover, something to spark this team again, much like the big play by Avery to spark the Edmonton.
And of course, Saskatchewan has scored a touchdown on defense, one on offense, but that offense has not done much since the first quarter. Fleming with a kick off the side of his foot that rolls out of bounds at the 31, so the nightmarish afternoon continues for number 11, a 24-yard punt.
And a big break for the Roughriders, giving them better field position starting at their own 31, but we still got a quarter and a little bit to go. I mean, but it's time for this offense to start getting some momentum, some confidence back right now, because they look like they're almost shell-shocked.
Well, the one thing when you got Nealon Green, and you've mentioned it a few times, I mean, he can put so much pressure on a defense by himself, and maybe
but
that's the first step.
He had one line that I liked. He said, "I'm not Superman. I don't wear the S in my chest," and that's the thing. They really believe in a team concept here, and I think you just got to start utilizing all his team.
Simply the final play of the third quarter. Here comes the rush. He got it away, and Jason French has a catch, and he's close to a first down across the 40. So something positive for Saskatchewan on the final play of the third quarter. But 20 unanswered points for the Eskimos as Edmonton in front as we head to the fourth quarter.
The big thing that stands out right here, this was the front right here. These ones right here, and look at this. This hasn't changed in a long time. You got to get some first downs, you got to get some drives, you got to start making some things. And if you can't do that, then you better hope you get some turnovers right now. That's the only way you're going to turn this game around.
Now remember, this team had 290 yards on the ground alone against Edmonton in their first meeting. Nealon Green, he has a completion, and Rocky Henry, as Saskatchewan starts to move the football, back-to-back first downs.
Well, nice job of getting the ball out to the wide side of the football field to Rocky Henry. Just one-on-one coverage, but again, good protection. Look, nice throw lane. Allow Nealon Green to see his receiver. He delivers the football. Nice job of coming up, making the catch, picking up a first down. You know what? Start stretching these guys, too. Remember, it's not against the law to throw the ball deep.
First pass of the game was one of those bombs. Play action. Green couldn't find anybody. He'll take off, and that's what he does so well. Mobley with the hit after the slide, and they'll tack on 15.
Now that's a great call right there. Nealon Green.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Edmonton 27. First down.
Mobley sees that. You just got to pull up and put a hand on him. That's all you got to do when he slides like that. That's how they protect the quarterbacks. Nice job of just getting away from the pressure, trying to throw the ball downfield. Can't find anything. As you say, he slides. Mobley laying the shoulder into him, and that's going to cost him 15 more.
Well, he isn't Superman, but boy, he makes things so much tougher on a defense when he does that.
That's the element you can't coach against.
So now they're down to the Edmonton 26. Green with time. There's Jackson. Toss back. Catch at the 23. The former Rider, Shannon Shannon Garrett quickly on the scene.
That's a nice job again of just doing that, but again, up front, nice time, allow the vision, ability to throw the football over there. But you know, in Edmonton's defense, the secondary is letting them have those small passes right now, trying to keep everything in front of you, and I think that's why you have to kind of go deep, get these defensive backs and cornerbacks to turn their shoulders and run with a receiver.
That was just 4, so it's 2nd and 6. Green rolling. Green throwing. And the ball falls incomplete, out of bounds.
Good pressure by that Edmonton front 4, forcing Green to run outside the pocket, get to the outside, cutting that football field, or his intended receivers, in half. Just going to sit there. You get good pressure from the inside. All these guys are going to come right now. Just going to come inside. Can't get away from it. That's the first one previous to French. And the second one, he comes back. Charbonneau doing a good job on there. Reese doing a good job putting pressure on. Elon Green.
So McCallum to try from 29 yards away. And he nails it. And it's a 3-point game. 12-12 remaining in the 4th quarter. Eskimos by a field goal.
It's Aussie Rules time. All the action and reaction.
We went from ordinary to worse.
What a kick! Awesome goal.
Saskatchewan still in Edmonton's rear-view mirror by 3 points with 12-12 to play here at Commonwealth Stadium. A reminder tonight on CBC television, the wonderful story about the 16-year-old Canadian swimming sensation who captured the imagination of the nation. Hart, the Marilyn Bell story, tonight at 8 in most regions, 9 in the Maritimes, 9:30 Newfoundland.
Ricky Ray going to work. A pass for Terry Vaughn, complete at the 45. Close to first down yardage.
Late flag thrown too right after the completion. Sits down there, ball's hipped, and still good concentration by Terry Vaughn to reel that pass in. But again, a penalty after the play. You see the pit work on here. Comes a big D lineman working in there right now, trying to get a hand up. And you can see right as they go behind a quarterback, a defender and an offensive lineman. They're not dancing, they're not having too much fun together, and of course throw a few blows and unnecessary penalty. The emotion still charged up here, but that cost your team.
Vaughn 6 yards away from his 8th consecutive 1,000-yard season. Here's John Avery. And Avery takes a heavy hit from Ray Jacobs, but not before he churns off more positive yards. That's a gain of 7.
Well, remember, when you're running back, you start doing this spinning technique and moving around. You open your body for all kind of shots. I mean, he's very fearless. I mean, look at the shot he takes right there. Anytime he's spinning, you're opening up the target. Ray Jacobs lays the lumber on that play, but not before he picks up 7 or 8 yards.
2nd and 3. Again, Baker lines up as the fullback. John Avery, left side, and he'll be stopped close to a first down. He might be a yard short.
He might be a yard short, but what they're effectively doing with this running game is they're just basically wearing out the Saskatchewan defense. Good first down production, put him in 2nd and short. They come up a little short, it becomes 3rd and short. They go for it, they get the first down, the drive continues, but they're basically just outplaying the Saskatchewan defense right now. Now, you know, the biggest difference from the 45-11 shellacking the Eskimos took, Coach Tom Higgins said the biggest thing was we were manhandled. We were spanked. Well, I'll tell you what, they took that to heart. They studied the film. They made the necessary changes. Because I'll tell you what, they've come on a new attitude. And after struggling in the first quarter, they've really dictated the flow of this football game.
3rd down, less than a yard. And they'll add to the rushing totals there with what should be a first down, although Ray gets drilled back.
Not before he picked it up, that offensive line. The front three, Prince and Kaminsky and Growwagon, doing a nice job of just staying there and driving out. Staying low. The helmet level is fantastic. Getting underneath the defenders, and you'll win the battle every time when your shoulder pads are lower than the defenders.
10 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. First down, Eskimos. Ricky Ray, Terry Vaughn. There's the record. Terry Vaughn over 1,000 yards for the 8th consecutive season.
Well, Terry Vaughn working against safety. Jason Mallett just going to play in a slot, coming right across. Then he's going to break it outside. He usually comes across the middle. This time he cuts it to the sideline. Nice throw by Ricky Ray as the crowd acknowledges the great catch. A nice throw, putting it only where Terry Vaughn could catch it. See the safety, Jason Mallett, coming over to finish off the play.
Over 1,000 yards, leads the Canadian Football League in catches. Nice fake to Avery. Ray looking downfield, running downfield, and taken out of bounds at the 12.
Well, the plays that we saw Ricky Ray try to run this on the other side against Shante Peoples. Peoples wouldn't bite, stayed in his rush lanes, wouldn't allow Ricky Ray to get to the outside. Ray Jacobs bites. You see number 50, he comes inside, goes with the play action. That allows Ricky Ray to get to the outside where he has a pass or run option. This time deciding to run and picking up a first down.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 11. 6 receivers in formation. Ray bobbled it, gets it to Vaughn. Terry Vaughn, touchdown!
Well, it's all recognition, Chris. Ricky Ray does a wonderful job of seeing the blitz coming. The blitz gets picked up. He's got to get rid of the football. Initially bobbles the football, but he knows with the blitz coming, he's throwing it in the middle, a little slant pattern. Terry Vaughn makes the catch, as he does so often in traffic, does the rest himself and takes it in for the touchdown.
A record-setting drive that puts the Eskimos in control. Terry Vaughn, the headliner on that scoring march. And Fleming adds the extra point. 10-point lead as Terry Vaughn scores his 8th touchdown of the year. Now the Eskimos threatening to extend their home record to 7-0.
Well, they're going to bring the blitz. You can see Travis Moore, 48. Reggie Hunt, number 9, coming on the blitz. They get picked up. That's the first key. Secondly, Terry Vaughn knows with the blitz coming, the middle's open. He slants inside. The third key. Ricky Ray recognizes the blitz, gets rid of the football quickly. Terry Vaughn does the rest, and 11 yards later, it's a touchdown.
Fleming kicking it off to Corey Holmes. And Holmes lost his footing as he crossed the 25. Well, it's been quite a day for the leading pass catcher in the CFL.
Well, he's done everything he's been asked to. I mean, this is what you expect out of this guy. I mean, he just does so many things to take it over the middle. He's fearless. He's a warrior. We talked about him earlier. Look at the traffic right there. Breaking tackles, getting his head almost taken off his shoulders, but I tell you what, you got a guy like this in the locker room, you know you're never out of any football games.
Yeah, I did.
Still time for the Roughriders. Field goal on their last possession. Here's Rocky Henry. Hit at the 35. But check the day. It's supposed to be Gizmo Williams Day, but look what Vaughn's accomplished today. He's become 7th all-time in the CFL. He's passed Tom Scott and Tommy Joe Coffey on the all-time list. Over 9,000 yards, 8th straight 1,000-yard season. First man ever to do that. 16th all-time in receiving yards, and he's quickly moving up the ladder in that category. It's not a bad day's work.
You don't have to back in and get your paycheck.
2nd and a yard, and that yard was hard fought. Sarka pushed back look like forward progress should move the chains. Kelvin Powell in the middle of that pile again.
Well, just going to dive it up. Chris Sarka, 33, picking up the first down. You can see A.J. Gass, number 77. Once the ball carrier's held up, his job is to try and strip the football, and he takes a two-handed shot to try and dislodge the ball from Zarka. Zarka does a nice job of hanging on. I'm waiting for Nealon Green to go deep here, though. I think, we haven't seen Quincy Jackson deep. Derek Armstrong last week had a big catch against Toronto. They need to go deep.
Medium route and a completion to Rocky Henry. The ball will be spotted at the 49. A 12-yard gain, and at least the offense is showing some signs here in the fourth quarter.
Well, they're doing a nice job of clearing it out. They're running some patterns deep down the seams, clearing the defenders out, and he's just going, taking the medium route, as you say. Rocky Henry, nice job of concentrating on the football and keeping his feet in bounds.
So first down at the Saskatchewan 49. Green steps up and bounced off the wall and now kicks it outside and crosses midfield. So something out of nothing for Nealon Green.
Well, he's done it time and time again, like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. I mean, everybody on that defensive line thinks they have a shot at a sack. He steps up now. There's nothing there. He's sacked. 9 out of 10 times, people, that quarterback's going down, but Nealon Green, great athletic ability gets outside against a very good defense. Picks up 8 to 9 yards.
Chris Zarka checks back in on 2nd and 2. And the give to Zarka, big hole, and he rumbles inside the 35.
Well, Zarka had 37 yards and a touchdown last time these two teams met. Rips off a big one, and a lot of times it's just momentum, because when you're big and you're the fullback and you're in short yardage situations, you're actually expecting to be getting hit, but that's a nice job by the offensive line, opening up a huge hole. Chris Zarka takes advantage of it, puts him deep into Edmonton territory.
Senghor Mobley finally pulled him down, not before Zarka had picked up 19. Lots of time left for Saskatchewan. Trying to cut into a 10-point Eskimo lead. Green again, dancing, takes off, and Payton swipes him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, Alfred Payton with another sack and a total. One of the things about number 56, they do initially a great job of blocking Alfred Payton outside, away from the quarterback. But sometimes you got to be good to be lucky, and lucky to be good. And in this case, Nealon Green gets flushed out right back to where Alfred Payton was blocked, and he makes the play behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Green downfield has a completion and a first down. Depending on the mark, Derek Armstrong brought it in, and now a penalty marker is being signaled. What's Dave Ewell got?
Major foul, face mask, Edmonton 97. First down.
Kelvin Kinney. And the second straight Saskatchewan drive helped by a major foul.
Just going to roll outside there, buy himself some time, find something opening.
You could see just the right side of your screen.
Basically, it's just Corey Holmes, the running back, is blocking on Kelvin Kinney, not allowing Kelvin Kinney to get to the outside to get to Nealon Green. Kelvin Kinney, trying to get rid of him, grabs the face mask, tries to pull him away. Referee sees it, throws the flag, and 15 yards later, it's 1st and 10 on the 11.
Chris is far from done. 4 minutes, 34 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Saskatchewan and threatening, 8th play of the drive. Here comes the rush. Green into the end zone, flag down. Quincy Jackson has it. Did he keep his feet in? And let's sort out the flag. I think it's holding against Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan 57. First down repeated.
Andrew Moore to center with a big call right there. Putting him 10 yards back. Edmonton's just going to come with the pressure again. Charbonneau and Reese in the middle of your screen. and a bull rush, and all he does in that play, he can't get him, so he tosses him to the ground, and as soon as he tosses the quarterback to the ground, the back judge is going to be there with the flag every time.
I was wondering Quincy Jackson didn't make that catch with 2 feet in, but it was ruled incomplete, and now it's 1st and 20. Green, quarterback draw, down to the 10. So he gets the 10-yard penalty back, and maybe one more.
That is just an absolutely great call that time. Alfred Payton and Charbonneau got their ears pinned back. They're out to get the quarterback. Alfred Payton figures he's got that offensive tackle beaten, swats him to the outside. In actuality, opening up a huge portion of field. Neil Green just tucks that ball down and rambles down. We have a good chunk of yardage.
2nd and 10 from the 11. Green looks into the end zone. Quincy Jackson, touchdown. Is he inbounds?
Oh, they're looking.
No call. They're going to confer touchdown.
Well, the fans aren't going to be too happy about that. As the referee and the everybody back there had to get together and confer, almost like a conference call, deciding whether he had 1 foot in bounds.
Armstrong and Jackson in the same area. And it's Armstrong who came up with the ball, and the ruling is, I guess, Malcolm Frank pushed him out.
Absolutely, that's
and the
exactly
momentum
what
took
they're
him
saying,
out.
Chris. They're saying the fact that on the tackle, it forced him out of bounds. He didn't have a chance to bring his feet back in, but that's something to definitely take a look at when we come back.
3:10 to go, 3 points separating these two teams.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do. I set up networks, I troubleshoot, I basically do things I would have never dreamed I'd been able to do before.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you.
I'd never really thought of the Army as a choice.
Your free video will also give you an idea of what Army life is like, how you can earn money for college, even what questions to ask your recruiter.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, and you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of one.
If you would ask me a year ago if I'd be here doing this, I could have never imagined it. I love what I do. I love doing it for the Army.
The viewers have spoken, and the results are in. Thanks to you, Fox Sports World is ranked as one of the top 10 most recognized and desired emerging TV networks in America. From world-renowned soccer leagues to heart-pounding rugby competitions, from daily news, in-depth features, we have your game. Thank you, America, for making Fox Sports World your must-see international sports network.
Well, you could say the referees were at 6s and 7s on that one.
Well, I tell you what, first off, the Cardinals sin. Look at two receivers in the same territory. I mean, they're right side by side, but the ball comes down. Quincy Jackson with the catch. They're ruling that the defender pushed him out of bounds, and therefore he had no opportunity to put his foot down inside to make that fair catch. That's a tough call.
John Avery brought down as he crossed the 35. It was hard to tell who came up with the ball, but it was Quincy Jackson. And
well, that was definitely an offensive mess up. We're taking another look at it right now. It almost looks like Derek Armstrong has the ball, number 6. Number 7 ends up with the football. When he comes down, he's outside of the white line almost.
Jackson took it away from Armstrong, but they give it to Saskatchewan.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you. And if you call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt with your video. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of one.
An important announcement for 42 million Americans with no health insurance or with high out-of-pocket expenses. Effective immediately, all residents in your state are eligible for a new low-cost health care discount option that can cut your costs by up to 40% or more for doctor visits and up to 27% or more for hospital stays at over 350,000 providers nationwide. For just $10.95 a month per household, the new People's Health Plan is guaranteed to every resident statewide who calls this number now. Because it's not insurance, there's no medical exam and no waiting periods. If you're one of 42 million Americans with no health insurance or with high out-of-pocket expenses, the new People's Health Plan can substantially cut your entire household's doctor, hospital, even outpatient bills for just $10.95 a month. Call today.
Call 1-800-895-9393 for free information on the People's Health Plan.
Well, maybe we'll give these two guys half a touchdown each. 9 plays, 83 yards on the drive that gets Saskatchewan within a field goal with 3:03 to play. So very much up for grabs here. Ricky Ray swings it out. Here's Tucker with a hit of steam, and he just was forced out as he was tripped up along the sidelines. Let's take another look at that scoring march by Saskatchewan.
Well, it all started off with a great athletic ability of Nealon Green scrambling out of a sure sack situation, picking up positive yards as he gets down the field out of bounds. A nice little toss over the middle and zone cover to Derek Armstrong. And of course, this is going to be a controversial call. We originally thought it was number 6, Derek Armstrong, coming down with a football. And after knowing and seeing that Quincy Jackson got it, boy, that's an early Christmas gift, in my opinion, for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
First down after the 19-yard pickup, and here's Avery kicking it out, and look out! John Avery. He just keeps ripping off big gain after big gain here this afternoon.
Well, in the previous play also, they also got Jason Tucker, another speedster, involved, and threw it out wide, and then they come back right inside. We know what this guy can do. He's done it all afternoon. When he gets that open field, boy, his change of direction and his explosiveness. And right away, we're in field goal range for the Edmonton Eskimos.
18 more for Avery. He's 10 short of 1,000 on the year. First down, Edmonton. And Hervey, blazing speed. And he is knocked out near the 10. 3 big plays in a row.
That's wonderful work by the other receivers, Chris Brazel, and I tell you what, Terry Vaughn. You get in there, you allow, this is working as a team. This is, I mean, look at the blocks right there. I mean, that's what it's about. You allow the speedster Herbie to get to the outside. He does the rest. But this play is going nowhere without the blocking of Vaughn and Brazel.
Championship-like drive for the Eskimos, who saw their lead whittled to 3 and have stepped up with 3 big plays in succession. First down and 10 at the 12. Here's Avery. And he backpedals his way down to the 6.
Well, just a deep dive play, basically giving the ball to John Avery and let him go where he can. Nice job of Growagon, open up the hole right there. He tries to cut back. Shante Peoples has that jersey and he refuses. He's hanging on for life. Drags him down, but again, positive first down yardage.
4 plays, 68 yards. They mark it at the 7, so it's 2nd and 5 Eskimos. Penalty markers down. Early movement.
Time count violation. Edmonton 15. 3rd down.
So they lose the down. And what a costly penalty that is.
And you know, looking at this play, we were watching from up here, we saw the center, Tim Princeton, turn around and actually talk to Ricky Ray as if he was unsure of what the snap count was. So rather than snap it and make a mistake, he held on to the football. And that, I think, is the reason we had the time count violation.
That's the 2nd time, however, they've lost a down here today in the final minute of both the first half and now the second half. And it brings Sean Fleming on, but it keeps Saskatchewan within a touchdown of taking the lead. Fleming puts it through. 2:09 left. And now a 6-point Eskimo advantage.
Eskimo football into the end zone. High school football.
Danny Barrett's team was able to stay close in their last 2 possessions, 10 points, and now they need a touchdown march with 2:09 to go.
Well, you got to be buoyed with enthusiasm if you saw the last drive. I mean, Saskatchewan moved the ball around, Elon Green scrambled a little bit, he distributed the passes around, utilizing all his weapons. Maybe a controversial touchdown, but at least they've got some points on the board.
And Elon Green, 7 of his last 8 for 70 yards and a touchdown. Here comes the rush, and Green looking deep, looking for Armstrong. And the ball 3 yards too long.
Well, going to work against Quincy Coleman, just put Armstrong down, almost what he did against Toronto last week, just a basic fly pattern straight down the football field. See a little shirt tuck by Quincy Coleman, not going to let Derek Armstrong get behind him. And the ball overthrown anyway.
Saskatchewan trying to rally here to move within 3 points of the Eskimos to move back ahead of Winnipeg into second in the West. 2nd and 10. Green complete, lunging close to a first down was Ching. And I think the mark is going to be a yard short, but close enough that Danny Barrett can send in the big boys.
Elon Green with eyes in the back of his head, realizing that Alfred Payton is coming from the backside quickly. Just going to get the snap. He's going to roll to right. Sits back there, can't find nothing. There's the pressure. Alfred Payton coming around. Nice job and an impressive effort by Dylan Ching, stretching out, reaching for that yardage marker.
A reminder tomorrow, Hamilton and Toronto, Calgary and Ottawa, and we will be at Taylor Field next Saturday afternoon when the Renegades make their first visit to Saskatchewan. Jerome Peterson, who for most of the year has been on the corner playing inside today again with Donnie Brady out of the lineup. And it is 3rd down. And that much to go. Chris Hardy will have to come in for Jerome Peterson.
These are the things that quarterbacks pick on. They talk in the huddle, they see the new guy coming in right now, and they say, what an opportunity right now with Peterson out of the football game. Well, let's get the first down first off. He's got to stay out for 3 plays, and we might test the newcomer. He's back in because, you know, you're coming in cold.
Let's join Mark Lee.
Well, Chris, as Jerome Peterson makes his way off the field, time to let you know what's on the menu next week on Sports Saturday. The games people play through the eyes of young people. POV Sports leads off at noon. Then it's Sports Journal with Tom Harrington, followed at 1 Eastern by the World Rowing Championships. And then, as usual, at 3 Eastern, it's the CFL on CBC, the Renegades at Taylor Field.
3rd and less than a yard, and the Riders plunge forward. Elon Green will move the chains. With under 2 minutes to go, both teams with timeouts.
You talk about controlling your destiny. I mean, they got the ball, and you can take a look how important this is. Winnipeg winning last night against Montreal.
Saskatchewan trying to leapfrog Winnipeg, and they have a game in hand over Edmonton. Eskimos really can take a stranglehold on the West if they can hold on. 1st down. Green dumps it off. Corey Holmes met by A.J. Gass at the 52. Gain of 6.
A little screen pass, and still a good play selection. Just sift him through, put it over. Hopefully he can elude the tackle, but A.J. Gass, number 77, with the wide open grasp right there. Not letting him go anywhere.
Clock running, 80 seconds to go. Great catch, 1st down, and again A.J. Gass is there.
That is a great catch because A.J. Gass has got Holmes wherever he goes. Elon Green has to get rid of this football because of pressure. He throws before he wants to, but what a grab by 19, Corey Holmes, putting his hand up there, one hand has stabbed it. That's a nice job of bringing the ball down and picking up the 1st down.
Well, there were some lean times in the 2nd and 3rd quarters. Elon Green and the Roughriders offense has got it going again in the fourth quarter. Flag down and a first down. Eric Armstrong with the catch. At least close to a first down. Looked like the Eskimos jumped offside.
The call, Chris, is they're going to call the Saskatchewan captains over, and I'm sure they're just going to throw that out and take the first down.
Offside. Edmonton number 56. First down repeated.
Alfred Payton a little anxious. They take the penalty. 1st and 5. Instead of that catch by Armstrong, which was 7 or 8 yards, but they keep the down instead. 4 receivers left side. That's the way Green will roll. There's Armstrong, and he'll step out of bounds with another first down, and we're seeing a mature Saskatchewan offense move the football.
But they're doing the things that were so effective in the first quarter. Nealon Green is not sitting in the pocket. We talked about this earlier. He's going outside. He's stretching the defense. That allows him to have the option of running or the option of throwing, and that's what he does. He throws the ball. It's a short play, but they're moving the ball methodically down the football field.
You know, every All-West meeting, I think, from here on in is going to be like this. It's going to feel like a playoff game, and this feels like a late playoff drive. Here is Green rolling over the middle. He's got Rocky Henry with a big catch. Down at the 25, 34 seconds on the clock. 16 for the veteran Henry.
Well, we saw him on the previous play, bootleg to the left. This time he bootlegs to the right. Rocky Henry, number 82, does a great job of sitting down in the hole. Finds an opening, sits down there. Nealon Green with a great cross-body throw. From the right side back into the middle.
Now the fans trying to help their defense out. First down. Green looks deep. And the ball falls incomplete, intended for Quincy Jackson. He'll have time for 2 more cracks at it.
Well, they went down there, tried to find Quincy Jackson down the seam. Good coverage. All starts with the protection. He sees right down there. He's going to look left, trying to look off the safety. Come back to the right. Just overthrows the intended target.
Green had a chance to confer with Danny Barrett at the Saskatchewan bench. The throng of over 44,000 urging their defense. 2nd and 10. Green pumps. And down he goes, back at the 30 with 8 seconds to go. And it's down to 1 more play for Saskatchewan.
Well, he escaped out of the net many times today, Chris, but today's right there in this play, the net closes and wraps him up. He actually loses yards, and now we got a 3rd and about 13.
Charbonneau and Reese finish him off after he was flushed into the middle by Alfred Payton.
Well, they've had good pressure from the outside, forcing him into the middle. Nealon Green's at other times during the football game has exploited that, getting out, picking up positive yards, but not on that play. As he loses 3.
You go for the end zone or you go for the first down with 8 seconds left?
You go for the end zone if somebody's open.
There we go. 3rd and 10, and everybody on their feet at Commonwealth. Rush on, down he goes, back at the 40. And they turn it over on downs. Albert Reese and Steve Charbonneau again.
Well, they ran a twist inside, Chris. What I mean by that is they try to pick off the offensive line. They run an X pattern. Nice job of running that when you really need to. They get some penetration on the offensive lineman. They can't pick up the free guy. Reese and Charbonneau have been a thorn in Nealon's side all day. Finally capitalized, come back inside. Nice job of coming in and wrapping them up. The 2 big tackles meeting at the quarterback.
Well, that defense bent a bit in the 4th quarter, but they stand tall now. And the Eskimos will kill the remaining seconds and keep their perfect record on home turf. As you said in the opening, objects in the rearview mirror sometimes aren't as close as they appear. The Edmonton Eskimos improved their record to 10-3. And Danny Barrett's team now at 6-6-0-1. Final score, Edmonton 31, Saskatchewan 25.